Okay, we're trying one more time on YouTube. Again, shitty motel Wi Fi. It is just sort of the name of the game. It is all I have to work with, and it was not doing it. So we're going to see if we can stream an underdog draft off the iPhone hotspot.
Yeah, I've never heard of anyone streaming off of like their hotspot before. We're giving it the good old college try though. We're back for head to head. I feel bad because we did this once already, but the audio was unlistenable. And you know what? Daddy had to gamble, so I'm in.
Yeah, it still looks a little choppy on my end, but it looks better. What does it look like on yours?
Let me pull it up. Hold on.
It looks like smoother. It looks like it's moving smoother. It just looks a little slow, but again, my Wi-Fi like on my devices is
You're
slow.
you're good.
Okay.
You're good. It is
Okay.
fixed.
All right,
Yeah.
get ready to click. Tell me when you're ready to click, and we're gonna jump in together.
All right. I'm ready. Three, two, one, go. Oh man, I hope the hotel Wi-Fi doesn't make you take too long. All right, I
Okay,
think
I think we got it. I'm
you're in.
waiting for 8 people, waiting for 7 people. I'm on a little delay on the stream, so the video is gonna look like I'm behind. But I got in the lobby right away when it said 8 people left. We should both be in this one.
I'm gonna play it straight. I will try not to copy off your cue. Try not to snipe you.
Dude, I'm not worried about it in these best ball ones. I am worried about it for when we start doing the free Tendies fantasy leagues. It'll be very easy for people to follow along. I don't know if I should like not use the queue or something. Looking forward to my bottom 3 picks since that is the way these things go. Perfect.
Oh,
12.
101 again.
Yeah.
101 again. This is my. I've only done like, man, maybe like 10 of these drafts, and I've been to 101 like three times already.
Yeah, yeah. Every time, dude. I am ending up with. I told you right because my favorite pick in the back half of the first round is still James Cook. But I've gotten so many picks in the bottom 3 that I've ended up with a disturbing amount of James Cook. I think I'm up to 30% in the first round. I wish I was tracking my pick distribution during this so I could make the bar chart showing it. It has been ridiculous. They've all been toward the back, and I think 75% of yours that we've done together have been in the front.
Yeah, man. I feel like this queue of me in the front and you in the back is just like a perfect analogy of our fantasy lives. Me
Yeah.
leading the pack and you
Me
bringing up the
chasing.
rear.
Yeah.
You're the caboose.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm happy to be doing it again, dude. I'm glad we're getting this in. And we can take like a nice. It's funny. We're actually just at the opposite side of the queue, so we get to watch each other build into it. Um, do you have
I
any?
don't. I The pick there for me was Gibbs. That was. I don't think that even needs explanation though.
Do you have
We are
any?
Gibbs guys on this channel over Bijan.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Do you have any like? I think in full PPR, if you wanted to really say like Bijan's gonna catch that many passes that it needs a conversation, I get it. But do you have any? I don't know. Debate about that? Is that like a conversation for you, or is it just we're chasing that Gibbs workhorse upside, and that's what we're after?
It's not a conversation for me, but I'm extremely happy with either of those two guys.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah, I'm chasing the elusive Gibbs workhorse season, right? That's always been the biggest dig on him the entire time he's been in the league. It's, yeah, but Monty's there now. Only Isaiah Pacheco is there, and Dan Campbell has explicitly said workhorse load.
Yeah.
So I am drafting as such.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, again, in full PPR, I think it's totally fine if you prefer Bijan because I do think his passing volume or his receiving volume might get to the point where it's a wash there. I just Gibbs might score 20 plus touchdowns this year. Okay, so this is always a really tough call for me, and I sort of just keep rotating these guys in. I guess I could do some different combination here. I have Saquon and Omarion back to back in my rankings, and I keep sort of debating who I want to move. I'm close to moving Omarion Hampton higher. Um, but because I get Omarion later and I don't get Saquon later in a lot of these, I'll just take the locked in Saquon share. Um,
Yep. Omar and Hampton is one of your guys. I fully expect for the rest of your fantasy career for you to be overdrafting that man.
Yeah, yeah, that is going to be the way it goes. But I do have Saquon right there. I'm really excited about the Sean McVay coaching tree Saquon Barkley this year. So it's actually a very tough call for me. But yeah, you know that's going to be one of my things. Okay.
AJ Brown goes to the 2-3. Do you think that's an overdraft on him with guys like Chase Brown, Ken Walker, Achan, and Henry on the board?
So personally for me, right, you know my thing. I'm going running back all the way. I do not like Kenneth Walker this year. I'm not taking Kenneth Walker at cost. I would take AJ Brown over Kenneth Walker, but I would take the rest of the running backs before AJ Brown. So, in my rankings, AJ Brown is currently my wide receiver 5.
Oh man, Bowers goes at the 2-5. I was hoping to get a Gibbs Bowers start, just Giga
Yeah.
Chad, but not to be.
Now, how do you? I think in redraft it's a little different than best ball, right? In redraft, do you feel a pressure to get your 2 running backs out of the turn here, or are you? We'll see what you do here, but or are you comfortable going wide receiver, when you get like a pillar like Gibbs to station your running back room out of?
Once you get Gibbs in the boat, I think you're more flexible. So if I, for example, was drafting at 3 and had Chase, I would have Achan by far at the top of my queue right now and pray he makes it back to me. And yeah, so he just goes. So that guy at 3 is kind of in a tough spot for me personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that I have Gibbs in the boat, I feel like I can be flexible with who I pick here. All right, you're gonna like this. So I'm gonna take Rashee Rice at the 2-1, or I guess 2-12. Then I'm gonna follow that up with George Pickens.
Nice. Yes, I do
3-1.
like that. I do like that. That makes me very happy. I've definitely
Third
seen.
round is where I'm okay
Yeah.
with doing it for Pickens.
Yeah, I'm starting to really get excited about Devonta Smith. So I think he's sliding into that same conversation for me. But I think Pickens, whenever an offensive coordinator says they're redesigning a role around a guy who's seeking a max contract, I get really excited about that proposition. Um, so I'm very excited for Pickens this year. I do, maybe there's some concern that his splits weren't quite as good in the 2 games before the CeeDee Lamb injury, but it was just 2 games. It was his first 2 games in the offense. I think Pickens has a great year this year. But yeah, for redraft,
I
like,
mean, he's just like, to me, Pickens is, I've said this before, just like T. Higgins. Like, I think their
yeah,
profile is the same player, but you could argue that Pickens is probably a little bit more skilled than T. Higgins, like,
well,
just as a football player.
that's been a pretty big mark against, like, that's been one of the things that people are saying about why they're not taking George Pickens that high is I can get T. Higgins, who profiles very similarly, like, whatever, 6 picks later. I'm fine however you want to play that. I think the upside is absolutely tremendous with Pickens. And if they, I guess it's coach speak. We're in the time of the year where we're getting a bunch of coach speak. But when they say things like, no, we're going to redesign our offense around working George Pickens in the slot, like that's a pretty big deal to me. You're very high on Ladd, right? So this wouldn't be much of a conversation here for you between Ladd and Waddle.
I think that Ladd kind of leads off this round 4 wide receiver tier that is like, Igbuka should be there, but he went early at 3-5. So it's like Igbuka, Ladd, and then I've been drafting Tet McMillan kind of as the front end of that wide receiver grouping. And then later you can get your Jalen Waddles, your Luther Burdens, your Mike Evans, that kind of grouping. So, but
So
yeah, I think Ladd is on the upper end of it.
Yeah, so we'll take Josh Jacobs there. I haven't been taking a ton of Ladd, and I have been getting Waddle later, so I'm going to do it this time. We'll anchor a wide receiver in there, and that opens up the Justin Herbert 7th round, 7-8 turn stack, which I'm pretty happy with if that's the way it falls. I told you, though, dude, I really believe that once this news clears with Jacobs, he's going to shoot up to like the 25 to 30 range. Like, I think he's going to be right there with Love. I want to keep building rosters that I don't think it'll be possible to build in a few weeks, especially as like the redraft players start piling in here. So I've just continued to take round 4 Josh Jacobs. We did get some interesting news. We talking about fantasy news that are going around this week. Dave Canales and his offensive coordinator did say they're looking at how to get Teterow and McMillan in the slot, working in pre-snap motion, how to get him some like easy button looks and design layups, whereas he was mostly an X receiver last year. That's really exciting for me as a huge, how big of a Teterow and McMillan fan I am. I was pretty excited to hear that they are looking at that, because if we get like design roll Ted, it's really just a Bryce Young issue, dude. He averaged 107 yards per game in games where Bryce Young threw for 200 yards. So if they really want to set him up, like he has in his range of outcomes, 1,700 yard pace, and that was as a rookie. I'm very excited about that. I'm really scared about Bryce, and they have a really hard schedule this year.
Yeah, Bryce, is not very good. With the tackles being out too. One of them I think had a torn ligament, and the other one has blood clots in his lungs.
Ew,
So
dude.
that is in question.
Yeah, dude.
So if he makes it, I'm taking Luther Burden at the 412, which will just make me recoil. Oh, there he
Nice.
goes anyway, so I don't have to worry about it.
I know who I would be taking if I'm you.
I got two pretty easy ones here. It is Devonte Adams and then David Montgomery.
Oh, that
I
would have been.
left Lamar on the
Okay.
board.
Okay. Go ahead.
What would you have taken?
Loveland would have been a
Yeah,
Loveland
no.
spot for me at the turn.
Yeah, paying for that. But best of luck.
I do
Best
like
of luck
though.
to Loughlin, true for the
Uh,
truthers. I hope it works out for you. I will not be riding that
uh, yeah.
bus with you this year, though.
I do think on Montgomery Adams though those are two great values. I don't know, dude. People are talking about Montgomery as a dead zone back. Oh my God, bully tight end. We have a bully tight end build with Trey McBride and Colston Loveland. The dude's trying to corner the market. All right, man, you're gonna be flexing a tight end every week.
That guy said, you know what? Colston Loveland fell too far. He
Yep.
was disgusted by my
Yep.
ignoring Colston Loveland as well, and I'm happy to do it because I don't see
Absolutely.
him in a different tier as that next group of tight ends with Tyler
Warren
Warren,
Kraft.
Kraft, and Laporta. Yeah, like, and one of them is way more expensive than the other ones, and that's Loveland.
Interesting choice to anchor a running back room with Bucky Irving. I'm not sure if I'm looking for my first running back in round 5 to anchor my room. I'm not sure I'm going to be a Bucky Irving drafter this year, but I respect the ball, sir.
That wide receiver room is sick though. Puka, Drake London, and Buka and Terry.
Oh yeah.
So he's just going to be drafted and running back the next 6 picks.
Yeah. My stupid internet is slow. I would prefer to go wide receiver here, but it's definitely tempting if Lamar Jackson's going to be a 6 round pick. I think you have to take a long, hard look at that. I hope this guy takes Lamar Jackson so I don't have to think about it.
I just pulled up the stream on my phone so we can look at the chats.
Yeah,
I was not doing that.
I'm keeping an eye too. There's been people coming in and out, but nothing really. Okay, we're going double
Oh
rookie.
God, Carnell Tate.
Yeah, I'm going to go double
Disgusting.
rookie at the turn there. I've been taking some Parker Washington at the turn, but I think I still have to decide how I'm going to rank these guys. I actually think Juan Dale gets the most targets in that wide receiver unit this year. He's had 280 targets over the last 2 years. So I haven't been taking a ton of Tate, but I also think there's real upside there. And then Jordan Tyson, again, you know that I'm super hyped about that. I'm over the moon about Jordan Tyson. So I don't know. This isn't the best wide receiver room, but when you're starting out robust RB, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to be shopping in that range. I could have taken Marvin Harrison Jr. or Parker Washington maybe, but
So Lamar falling to the 6'3" is kind of crazy. Like,
yeah,
you got to be thrilled if you're that guy getting Lamar that deep.
yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know, dude. I think the super premium quarterbacks are way too cheap this year, but I don't think it's going to be the case for a redraft. I think that's a best ball thing. Lamar is going to be a 4th round pick. May and Jaden Daniels are going to be 5th round picks.
And then here's the quarterback run. I've kind of noticed that a lot of these quarterbacks are just going in round 6 in order. So we have
Yep.
Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Joe Burrow going off the board in that order.
No.
I saw a lot of people calling Drake May the fancy Brock Purdy, which I thought was interesting.
No,
So
no
Caleb
one.
is on the.
No.
Do I take Caleb here?
You could take Dak and stack him with Pickens.
Yeah, I don't want to go that deep for him though. All right, we'll go Caleb. And then this is interesting. We have Pollard, Warren, Stevenson, and Hubbard. I'm gonna take some Jalen Warren here.
Yes.
Not
love
one
it.
of my guys. I prefer Chuba Hubbard if we're being honest. But I feel like this running back room with Gibbs just needs like points on the board, and I think that that is a much safer bet to get.
Absolutely.
I hear all the time like you want to draft to win, not to lose, but sometimes like if you want to advance in these contests, you need to like keep the ball on the course. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you don't take driver every hole. And that's Jalen Warren is like you're taking an iron off the tee for all
And
you golfers out there. A little golf analogy.
and sometimes you don't break out. It's weird because his wide receiver room's actually like objectively incredible. I don't know how I would feel about a Bucky Irving or Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, this guy's going for, I guess it's like a modified zero RB. It's not technically zero because technically zero RB is round six. But I don't know how I'd feel about that build. It could be really cool if he crushes these next like two picks with a like if he gets like a J.K. Dobbins. For me, it would be like a Kenny Gainwell, Rashad White kind of thing. If he gets those two guys, that's a pretty cool build because his wide receiver room is so gnarly. Uh, Interesting. We're starting to see some builds. So this is my turn. I keep taking Tucker Craft at this range. I'm really really high on Tucker Craft. I'm very excited anytime I can get him here. I don't not think he's properly priced at current ADP. Um, I should, I try to mix it up, but again, I've been at the damn back of this draft so much. That's going to be another thing for redraft too. I'm going to try to get a lot of Tucker Craft this year. I don't know if his price is going to hold. I think when good news starts to hit, it's not. So that's a really cool turn for us. I'm really happy. Chuba Hubbard there is actually tempting because if he's an eighth round pick, I like the price, but not when I'm going robust RB. We're going to stack up Lad McConkey with Justin Herbert, and we're going to take Tucker Craft to anchor a really good tight end room. I think he's going to be one of the highest scoring tight ends in the league this year. He was only like a half a point per game behind Trey McBride when he got hurt. So very high on Tucker Craft. Very happy to get him at a reasonable price in the eighth round.
Chuba Hubbard in the eighth round is criminal, boys, and you just keep passing on him.
Dude,
I don't think it makes it back to me.
the fantasy points guys are all the way in on that. They are ranting and raving about how Chuba is the pick this year. So you have some sharps riding with you on that.
It just doesn't, if we're gonna, yeah, there he goes. If we're gonna get all excited about Jonathan Brooks, like I get taking the upside swing there, but like by all accounts, is going to be Chuba's job, and he might lose it, maybe, but I don't know. It seems like everyone is in universal agreement that's a good backfield to be invested in, and the argument is just which guy do we want?
Yeah, I mean, well, the worst case scenario though, right, is like Brooks gets third down work like he was doing when he had first started to work in. They were giving him the third down, like the passing down work, and then Chuba gets the early down work, and it's just like two RB3s, which I think is a possibility. That would be the most boring outcome is no one wins it. They just split it. Big reach on Brock Purdy there. Does he have him stacked? He has Mike Evans. That's a good wide receiver room if you're going to go late. Fill up the double hero with Olave, Evans, Moore, Metcalf, Pierce. I like that.
So there's one guy on the board here. Oh, there goes Manungai. He was in my queue. There's one guy on the board here I'm just itching to get. We'll see if he makes the next two picks.
Okay, now
there you go, Sam Laporta.
Now I will say this guy's doing a beautiful modified zero RB. I like that, dude. Irving, Stevenson, Manungai following up that wide receiver room. Let's see how he finishes. Let's see how he lands the plane. It's very good. And let's see what our own Ted does here. Nice and built up at running back.
Stack here.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then I'm going to take one of my favorite players. I can't quit this man, Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah.
Fuck you, guy who took Brock Purdy in the 8th round. You're not getting that stack.
Yeah, he's probably upset. Ricky Pearsall continues to be one of the best values in the 9th round. I will say in best ball more so than anything else, but honestly in redraft too. In redraft, he's currently going at a range with like Jacoby Myers. What is Jacoby Myers like league breaking upside case if he hits in a big way? He's like the wide receiver 30, wide receiver 26. Like I think that's like his upper end range of outcomes. If Ricky Pearsall hits the right way, if Mike Evans gets injured for a time, God forbid, a 49ers fan, I'd hate to hear it. If Kittle gets injured for a time, Ricky Pearsall was a top 5 wide receiver at one point in fantasy last year. So I think you have to take that seriously this year for redraft. He's a great upside swing. He's going around Quentin Johnston in redraft. I think both of those guys are really good bets at current ADP.
I mean, I prefer Ricky to Quentin Johnston, right? Like before Ricky injured his PCL in week 4 last year, he was 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards, only behind JSN and Puka.
No.
So we were seeing like a true breakout, and then that PCL completely like ruined him.
Yeah. So I want to go two wide receivers here. That's how I like to follow up this start. Michael Pittman Jr. would be a great pick. Jacoby Myers I don't like, as you can tell by my trashing on him, so I'm just not going to take Jacoby Myers. Um, I do love Wandale when I take a Cardinal Tate stack because then I can come around and get Cam Ward, who has some unknown upside there. And I haven't been taking a lot of him, but we will take a swing on Matthew Golden here. So going to give ourselves some boring volume in Wandale Robinson and open up the double stack, and then we're going to take Matthew Golden because I think he's the wide receiver 2 on Green Bay this year. I'm pretty happy to keep throwing him in there.
I'm surprised you left Jonathan Brooks on the board.
Not when I have a 3 RB start. I'm not that worried about it. This is like, I don't really want to touch this until very late. If Jordan Love slides a little bit, I now have 3 of his stacks. I maybe could have taken him there. But Jordan Love, if he slides actually quite a bit, that would be a great pick here. No, dude, I love John. I'm going to keep taking my swings at Jonathan Brooks. I really am. I just don't. Here, you don't really need, like, if he hits really big, he won't even be in my starting lineup, really. He's not going to outperform. Even if he hits, like, his 95th percentile outcome, he's not going to outperform Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley this year. There's just no way. All right, where's our boy in the middle that I'm keeping an eye on? Okay, love his quarterback room. Now he adds Jackson Dart and Daniels. Beautiful. He's got to come up. Does he get Gainwell here? If he gets Gainwell here, I'm going to be hyped for him. That's a beautiful build. I know you're not a Gainwell guy, but for me, that would be crazy. Okay, C Concepcion, no. Oh, Kenny
There is
Gainwell
a
went.
sleeper running back on this list that I will reach down for.
No.
It
Tracy?
will be revealed here shortly. No.
Sneaky, back-to-back 1,000-yard player, Tyrone Tracy.
Hey, man. That would hedge your bets against a potential Cam Scattaboo leg explosion, but there's a guy in my portfolio that I don't have yet that I want some of. So here we're going to go Mark Andrews. We're going to take everyone's favorite late tight end target because I think he's going to be pretty good. And then I'm reaching down. I'm putting some Chris Rodriguez in the portfolio here. Yanni, did you know that Liam Cohen was Chris Rodriguez's coach at Kentucky?
I did know that. He is a Liam Cohen guy. He is.
Last year, part of what killed me is I did not take any hacks at the Jacksonville Jaguars running back room because I thought it was so ambiguous. This is on tape. You can go and like look at it. I said I feel like one of these guys will be good. I just don't know which one it is though. Between ETN, Tank Bigsby, and Bashal Tootin at the time, I took no swings and I lost out on the ETN thing. So I want to take some hacks this year, and I'm kind of following the breadcrumbs on that prior relationship with Cohen.
Yeah, I have no problem with that at all. It's funny because he's such a worse option than the guys on the board, but I haven't really been taking any Cam Ward, and I do really, if I have Carnell Tate and I have Wandale Robinson, I'll take him like 5 or 6 picks ahead of ADP. Not really one of my guys this year, but I'll do it. We have drafted a lot of Rashid Shaheed at current price. Maybe I should take like a Stephon Diggs share over him. I just think for this format, for best ball, Rashid Shaheed continues to be one of my absolute favorite picks you could possibly make. Okay, well, he goes there. Seems like he's steaming up a little bit in market price, which he probably should. I think he has like some sneaky, like very real upside for this season. Okay, I'm not a big Stephon Diggs drafter this year, but I do think he signs somewhere. I think it's probably the Skins or the Chiefs most likely. We're going to take the double stack with Cam Ward a little bit earlier. I do prefer Willis by a good margin there, but that's okay. Take Stephon Diggs where we probably end up getting some closing line value because he's going to shoot up 20 or 30 spots if he does land somewhere, so. And then it would be way past ADP, but if we get an Oronde Gadsden fall, that would be amazing. Brenton Strange continues to be one of my favorite clicks at cost. And of course, Dallard and Okonkwo, but they probably will all be gone by the time we come around. Here's what
my roster has 3 tight end written all over it for sure, so I'll be taking some of them. I mean, Goddard just goes, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
As you were saying it.
Yeah, dude. This is where you get the tight end run always. But sometimes some of those dudes do slip. Sometimes you'll get a Gadsden and Okonkwo or a Strange like back in the late 50s. We'll go close to 160. Let's see how our boy's doing. I just think this is a really good example. I hate to keep hyping up like not one of us, but to me that's a really good example of how you build out. If you're going to go close to a 0 RB, you need every other position to be absolutely loaded. I'd expect he takes a tight end here because all he has is Likely, but he does have the Likely dart stack. Does he stack Okonkwo with Jaden Daniels? Yeah, there you go. Very good build. That dude's doing well.
Yeah, his wide receiver room is sick for sure. He just needs takeable scores from his running back room.
Yep. I have recently, we'll actually get into it after Ted's pick, but I've recently gotten really in on the Nico Collins hype. Some of the stuff people are talking about got me all excited. There goes Gadsden. Okay, McMillan, one of your favorites at cost. You've been saying he's going to have spike weeks this year. Probably will.
But I'll take some Brenton Strange.
Dude, that is my favorite combo in best ball right now is Mark Andrews and Brenton Strange. I think they're so well priced. I think there's a huge tier off after that. Really good call. Okay, this is where it gets complicated because I hate all the picks at this range, so I have to tap in and start paying attention here. All my tight ends I had queued up went, and I don't like any of those guys. If I miss out on this tier, I'll swing all the way back around to like the Kate Ottens and Terrence Fergusons of the world to stack with Tucker Kraft. Oh God, Malik Willis. That is a huge fall on Malik Willis. I would be thrilled to get him, but I don't think he's going to make it. There's a couple of 1 QB builds in between me and him.
Malik Willis is a big fat bust, bro. Don't do it.
He's a big fat bust in the NFL. I don't know about fantasy, dude. In fantasy, I'm pretty stoked on that.
Well, YY32 just took him, so you must be listening to the channel.
Yeah, probably. You know what we're going to do is we're going to do a Trey Harris with Justin Herbert stack. I haven't really gotten a lot of Trey Harris. I think he's a good shout with Herbert. I wish there was a tight end that I really liked here. We're going to leave Trey Harris there because I'm taking him. Juwan Jennings is like a click I've been begrudgingly making, but I'm never excited about it.
What about some Denzel Boston, man? Can I sell you on the Cleveland Browns wide receiver 4?
No, it's more that I want to go receiver and running back here. Jonah Coleman's still my favorite pick, I think, at price. I saw some trashing of him on social media today about why are people taking Jonah Coleman. Because I don't think J.K. Dobbins has never taken more than 200 touches because he hasn't finished a season. J.K. Dobbins has had like 6 catastrophic injuries, and I think at some point you start to slow down for 1. 2, I think Jonah Coleman gets the early down goal line laurel on the Broncos, so I keep taking him. Maybe I'm being a slappy. Maybe I'm being a slappy with my rookie enthusiasm.
Yeah, man, I've flag planted on J.K. Dobbins this year. I've seen people calling that a small win at ADP. It's a win at ADP. Like I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe there's some other. Where did he go this round? 9th round. Like who in the 9th round is going that's a league winner? Maybe Ricky. Not to toot my own horn here. Maybe.
I think it's on.
Yeah, none of those guys. Like maybe Fannin.
I think it's on the. Well, Fannon's going earlier than that. I think it's. Well, yeah, you mean on in best ball. No, I mean, dude, for redraft, like if you're doing a hero or a 0 RB roster, I think Dobbins becomes one of the best clicks you can possibly make. It's just to me, he's never finished a season. And it's way more likely that he gets injured in the back half of the season than the front half. So even if he really crushes, I think you're going to have a problem for the last, 4 to 8 weeks of the year. But if he stays healthy all year, you probably got a top 20 running back in the 9th round. Reach is on Kamara. Probably a good call to reach a little bit on Kamara. Dylan Sampson goes, one of the best values back here.
So I'm going to take some Denzel Boston because you guys, the 14th round didn't take him.
That's a huge
slide. They're calling him the poor man's Drake London. And then to kind of finish up with my running back room, I'm going to take one of my favorite handcuffs this year in Tank
Bigsby. That's a big Ted guy. Dude, Bigsby should be a big everyone guy. That is, as often as you can tack him as your 5th running back on in redraft, you should be doing that, absolutely.
Yeah, we're just hedging our bets against a catastrophic
Yeah,
Saquon injury, because if it happens for whatever reason, he seems far and away. Like Will
absolutely.
Shipley is not going to be working in the early downs.
No,
It's going to be Tank, and Tank was good when he carried the ball last year. He just didn't carry it very much.
no. Deshaun Stribling, that will not be a pick I'm making, sir. But yeah, dude. So I wanted to know what you thought about. They did like a little dive on Nico Collins and how well he's done in two tight end and three tight end sets in his career. He draws a 36% target share out of 12 and 13 personnel, and the Texans went and got a tight end in the draft, a blocking tight end, and I believe one in free agency. So I've been seeing some hype about, he's obviously going to be their guy in um, two tight end sets, right? So I've been seeing some hype behind Nico Collins as like potentially a pretty big target earner if they really do move into that two tight end information. So I've kind of gotten stoked on Nico Collins. I think he's sort of locked in for me there at that, and above George Pickens and above Rashee Rice and Devonta Smith. I think he's sort of right there with like Drake London and AJ Brown for me this year. I think that's going to be a guy that I'm pretty comfortable taking at the 2-3 turn. How do you now? I know you've been much less of a Nico Collins guy than I am. How do you feel about that as we sit here?
I mean, he's far and away the top target earner on the Texans right now, so I feel like at the 2-3 turn, that's a fine price to pay for him.
Yeah, like that's just
It's
fair.
fine. Like
Yeah.
it's like that. I get into like this rut where I say players aren't as good as everyone else thinks they is, so I'm not taking them. And I do that, and then I like miss out on guys like Kyron Williams, who I think everyone can agree now is not like that great at football, but his
No.
role is just so good that he's going to earn fantasy points.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to take those players that maybe you aren't as in love with, but they just have a role on the team that's rock solid.
I keep forgetting to do this when I have when I have Herbert. I'm gonna throw a last pick David Njoku on here. Watch that be the thing in the finals. He throws a touchdown to David Njoku, and that ends up defining leagues.
So I have Terrence Ferguson queued up here. We'll see if the slappies let me get him. He's got to
Dude.
survive 6 picks.
He continues to be such a good value at current ADP.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a Twitter post that was making fun of Terrence Ferguson drafters is how I found the term slappies.
Yeah, is
Someone was like, "Who's doing this? Like, who is
No.
pushing up Terrence Ferguson?"
Yeah, it's sickos, dude. Sickos. He had 11
I'm
catches.
happy to do it.
He had 11 catches last year, but he had 11 catches for 241 yards. He's a legitimate deep threat, and the Rams designed deep plays to him. To me, he's by far the most physically talented tight end there, and they use tight end really well. I continue to take him in the back end of drafts. I don't know if like maybe you hold him as your last roster spot and redraft and just see if he has a big week or something. Maybe he gets the starting role and he's valuable. I don't think it's that. I think it's more of a best ball thing. I love that turn. I think Calvin Ridley either A, gets traded this year, or B, is going to do a lot better than people think. He did still have like 3 or 4 good games out of the 6 or 7 full ones he played last year. I don't think he's appropriately priced down here at all. Very good turn for Ted with Calvin Ridley and Ferguson. And then Ted rounds out. Again, I've been building this room multiple drafts. I fully support this. I love this. I think Andrews has top 5 upside this year. I think Brenton Strange is actually like a key part of what the Jaguars want to do offensively and what Trevor Lawrence likes to do with what part of the field he works. He's excellent value in the 150s. And then Terrence Ferguson, who I think is going to have spike weeks. He had 11 catches for 241 yards last year. He is a big play receiver. And it's a second year. That's when tight ends tend to have their best seasons in their second season. There was a really interesting study on that, and it was related to Orande Gadsden. Yeah, very good. Fully support that.
Yeah, man. Like this is one of my more favorite drafts I've had actually.
Yep.
Drafted at the 1 feels pretty good.
Yep.
I got let off easy.
This one's okay for me. I don't know if it's anything earth-shattering.
Yeah, you got Cam Ward and Geno Smith. Good luck, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of banking on. I think Justin Herbert has a really big year. I'm not too worried about having like another pillar quarterback with him. What I don't like is doing 3 tight end, 3 QB builds. So maybe I shouldn't have gone there, but I'm gonna do it. And then we're gonna mix in some Katron Allen. I like what the coaching staff said about him this week. I got kind of excited about that. Okay, so that is going to finalize my team on this one. I really want to stop drafting from the back so we can build different teams here because I kind of keep drafting the same team over and over. I go double hero running back start, and then I take what I'm calling the start you will not be able to get later in the year, and that's Josh Jacobs at the 3-4 turn because he should be going pick 25 to 30. Anchor the wide receiver room with Ladd. Happy to get the 2 rookies in Cardinal Tate and Jordan Tyson. Very high on both. Stack up Ladd with Herbert, Tucker Kraft, Wandale Robinson, and Golden at the turn. Then we get Cam Ward for the double stack with Tate and Robinson, Stephon Diggs and Trey Harris stacked again with Herbert, and then Stephon Diggs is just sort of, he's going to sign somewhere and do well. Pretty happy with the tight end room of Dulcich, Crafton, and Njoku. Back up our quarterbacks with Geno Smith as the 3rd QB and Katron Allen for the big rookie upside swing. We will see how Ted brings it home. Excellent wide receiver trio in Pickens, Rice, and Adams. All 3 were top 12, if not top 5 receivers in points per game last year. Gibbs and Monty, absolutely love that for your room. And then Caleb Williams, serious upside at quarterback. Mahomes to back him up. That's a really solid room. You don't even need a 3rd guy there. Jalen Warren, who I'm super high on this year, absolutely love your tight end room. And then add a bunch of spike week receivers on the back. Very nicely built. This is one of the best ones I've seen you do.
Oh, there he goes. You're going to like this pick then. I get to make a homer pick. You know who it's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Caleb Black
yeah,
goes.
you went.
My God. All right, well, I'll take you know what? I want to make a bet against, well, no, that's probably not smart, huh?
Claiborne is a pretty good one back here if you just want a rookie dart throw running back.
I'm taking Troy Franklin.
Okay. Troy Franklin to round out his room. Okay, so...
I was almost going to do Kamani Vidal, but I forgot about Keaton Mitchell. I feel like you can't click that with Keaton Mitchell.
Dude, I like those two quarterback builds. I think you beat me on this one pretty soundly. Those 2 quarterback builds are so nice, and you didn't have to overinvest at the position, even though you took them a little early. You still got a rock-solid running back room. Your tight ends are excellent. And then I thought, made... Troy Franklin, I don't know if I'm as big on, but you got a really good price on all 4 of those guys at the end, so very good work. All right, you won that one. Want to do one more?
Yeah, I'm in, but hold on. Let me see what the projections say.
All right, check the projections.
You don't like this. You don't like checking projections.
No, I don't check the projections because if you take a 3rd quarterback, it blows out your projections, and I don't think that's accurate. Like, I don't think it should increase them as much as it does.
Well, look at it. It has you at 28.69 and me at 27.48. So
yeah, it's just because I took an extra quarterback.
Yours better than mine.
No, it's just because I took an extra quarterback.
I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's how that works.
I think it is. I don't think it's like they add the raw points. I just think it over adjusts to. Oh man, the Sam's Club drop at 8
Pretty
o'clock.
sure that's not how that works. I think it takes your best ball score.
Okay, maybe.
So I don't know. They liked what you did.
Okay. Hold on, stupid slow internet. I'm getting ready to click it, and my window's not even up. Okay.
If you are watching the stream right now, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you haven't already. It helps us out. We're streaming off the phone hotspots.
And a Motel 6.
We're trying to make it.
Yeah.
We're starving artists.
Yeah, man. I have my laptop stacked on top of $9,000 of Pokemon cards. All right.
Would you like to give out your room number too?
No, I don't. No.
In the area.
Oh, they can't find it. All right. You tell me when you're ready. I'm ready to hit enter here.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Waiting for 4 people. We should.
All right. I think we got it again.
But yeah, very exciting. I mean, in sort of unrelated news, 2.5 to 3 million Ascended Heroes packs hit the market today with the Sam's Club drop. We'll see what that does to the market price. Those should move a little
bit. It will do nothing to the market price.
Yeah, it's so funny. If we ever get big enough, we're just gonna keep quietly. We're never gonna explicitly talk about like investing in shiny cardboard, but we'll just keep quietly referencing. You did not get number 1 again, dude. There's no way. Am I 11 and you're 1 again?
Did I get it again?
There's no way.
What can I say? It's going to be a big Gibbs year for me.
There's no way. Dude, I don't want to keep drafting the same roster. Now I am going to do something weird just to be weird.
Yeah, should I diversify off of Gibbs? Should I take some Joe Burrow? The 1 overall?
No.
I don't want to be
Man.
overexposed to Gibbs though.
Yeah, you do. Oh man, you have. I think, dude, isn't I mean, because you've done like whatever eight or 10 best ball drafts. I would guess your portfolio is like 60% Gibbs. Oh my god. Um,
Um, Let me take a look at my exposures here. I'll tell you. I will tell you definitively. But first, I have to select Gibbs first.
I can't believe that happened again.
This is like in our free Tendies leagues where the draft order is fixed and you're always picking at one or two.
Don't say that. People are going to think I actually do that. I randomize it every time through Yahoo. I've never once manipulated the draft order. You can't actually do that on Yahoo. It's randomized
All right,
by that.
so I've drafted 9 teams. My highest exposure player, Ricky Pearsall, at 55%.
Yeah.
Then
So
we
fun.
got 44% Rasheed Rice, 44% Caleb, 44% Chuba Hubbard, and 44% Shaheed. So I only have 33% gives.
Okay. All right. Again, I'm kind of sick of drafting the same roster. It's very frustrating for me. But I think James Cook is the best price guy back here. We'll take an Ashton Genty if we can mix it in. We'll take an Omarion Hampton instead of Saquon Barkley if it comes down to it. Um, so what were we were talking about
We were
Bucky
talking about
Irving.
Pokemon cards.
Oh, Pokemon card investing, yeah. It'll be interesting, dude. 2.5 million packs is a lot of packs to come to market. I do think that messes with the market price a little bit. Okay, so because we can't get. We'll hope Genty comes back around at 11. I hope he does. I thought we were at 12. I thought we were going to get the Genty Cook start, which would have been really exciting. Um, I don't want to draft. I'm going to end up drafting the exact same roster, aren't I? I don't like Kenneth Walker, Tavon Achan. Okay.
Listen, man, if you can get Cook in either Hampton or Saquon, you just take that and run, man.
Yeah, that's what
Don't complain
that's.
about that.
No, it's just because I like doing interesting stuff, and I feel like it's kind of repetitive to just keep hitting the same guys over and over. But dude, like in redraft, I cannot imagine a better start than I would love to be bottom three in the snake every time in redraft. It's just for best ball. Like you start to get really heavy on guys, and basically you're at some point you're just better off betting on like the over on their touchdown total or something. Saquon, someone posted on Twitter today, or Saquon, Hampton is plus 175 to score 10 touchdowns this year. Plus 175. I thought about like calling Adrian and putting like 10 grand on that. I just don't like that you're basically betting on health, but dude, plus 175 for 10 touchdowns over Marion Hampton this year seems silly.
That's doing a whole lot of projecting forward. I mean,
10
I get
10
it. I think you
touchdowns?
probably get. Yeah, well, I mean, he has to stay healthy, which he has never done before, right? I don't know. Like, I think he probably gets it, would be my guess. Like, I wouldn't bet against that, but,
No. All right.
like, it is. I think that people are taking Hampton as, like, a sure thing when I think he's the furthest thing from that.
Oh, yeah, safety security wise, I agree with that. To me though, in terms of like upside, I think he's a very unique player this year. What start do you like so far? And I won't be offended if you don't say me. We have Genty Barkley, we have Cook Hampton. I'm not as big on the Jefferson and Lamb combos just because I think they're risky, but we do have AJ Brown and uh, what is up? Indecent
Amon-Ra.
exposure. How are you? We do have AJ Brown and Amon Ra. That's sick if you're going to do it. And then we have Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry. That's very, very good. I made a free draft tool if anyone's interested. If anyone's interested, check out Indecent Exposure's free draft tool. I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out at some point. I'm drafting enough of these teams. Are you in
Well,
our
I'm going to be
Discord?
boring
No?
and do the exact same thing I
You're
did
gonna
last time. Rasheed Rice, George Pickens, and Gibbs, and I'm happy with that.
Can you turn your mic up a little? I would have to mess with the audio right now, dude, and I don't want to mess with the audio while I'm in the middle of doing it. Am I hard to hear? I'm normally pretty loud.
Just project your voice.
Just project my
Yeah,
voice.
project
All
your
right.
voice more.
I'm normally
Yes.
pretty loud, dude. I'm surprised that it's quiet. It sounded good on the mic check we did.
Listen, Indecent Exposure. If you listened to, I think it was our fourth stream.
It was bad.
I tried to do it too, and we sounded so loud. Like it was unlisten toable.
Yeah.
So
We're
it is a
trying
work
to
in
dial
progress.
What do you think of a Mecha Ibuka sliding up to sub pick 30?
No,
That's
I'm
too
out.
high,
I
dude.
like,
That's too high. That
yeah, he's been getting, people have been
Steam.
writing stuff about him, which is why he's bubbling up there. I thought the fourth round price was fair. Um, but yeah, if you're taking him early third, no thank you. Best of luck though to Emeka Egbuka guys. Like for me, this is a not too high, is what he says.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to mess with the audio a little bit. It sounded okay on the mic check. We're still getting it dialed in, dude. Can be a little inconsistent from time to time. But yeah, so you know where I'm at with Emeka, Ted, right? He is going to be on Yahoo. I believe he's going to be at most like pick 36, 38 guy. I think you're going to be able to get him in the fourth round. And I think you have to do that every single time you can. I kind of want to be interesting. Oh, I mean Emeka, not too high on Emeka. Nice. I keep taking the Josh Jacobs triple here, but we're going to mess with it a little bit. I do want to talk about Emeka. That we're going to take a Jalen Waddle because I want to have a little bit different of a roster, and then it's just so tempting to me to have the triple running back start. It really is. But I'm just going to go two wide receivers here so we can balance a different roster. We'll go Jalen Waddle and Tetaroa McMillan. I'm not as high on Tetaroa at this range. But that's what we're going to do. So not too high on Emeka Egbuka, indecent exposure. That's my thing, right? So I'm incredibly high on him this year, and I think he's going to be a fourth round pick in Yahoo. And in Yahoo in the fourth round, I will take him every single time. I think my problem is when you start approaching wide receiver one in terms of ADP. So like when he starts getting right behind Devonta Smith and in front of Rashee Rice, that's a little bit hard for me. I worry that at that point you're paying for like his ceiling, because I'm not sure. I mean, I do think he has like top 5 ceiling if he gets 170, 180 targets, but that's like 98th percentile kind of outcome. It's a little hard for me.
This is too late for Josh Allen to still be on the board. Someone is getting a steal with Josh Allen in the mid fourth round, and I'll take him if you guys want to give him to me.
I can't believe he slid that far. Normally, what I've been doing is going Josh Jacobs and Josh Allen there. I've had a lot of those rosters. My thing is, though, I've just built so many of those rosters, I'm trying to mix it up. I'm totally comfortable going super high test, robust RB into Josh Allen at the 3-4 turn.
Yeah, V. Colty at the back end went Genty, Saquon, ETN, and Jacobs.
Okay. So
saying I don't need wide receivers.
Yeah, but see, that's stupid to me because you can only take 3 of those scores per week. I don't understand guys that do that. Take or you should have taken Josh Allen over one of the running backs there. And I don't want Travis Etienne this year at the third round. No way.
There you go. Josh Allen goes. JSN, Achane, McBride, and Josh Allen start is incredible.
It's fantastic.
And I think that's going to be pretty unique too. Yeah, yep. Because no one lets Josh Allen go that long.
I'm positive. We say this all the time. I'm positive that's the latest I've seen Josh Allen go in any of these drafts. I have never seen Josh Allen at the 4-7 before. So that dude got a banger.
Colston Loveland goes at the 4-8. That guy is a Colston Loveland truther off night.
No, dude, that is going to be his ADP. He's going to be around. I know you hate it, but that is going to be where he's going. That's actually like a little late. Sometimes he's early for it.
Yeah, no, we got the Slappy's got to calm down with Colston Loveland, man.
Let's see how this dude anchors. I'm assuming that's a Montgomery pick. But really good start here. If Emeka Egbuka hits the way some people think, the way I think he could, really good start here. I would be going Montgomery there all day. No. All right, we're doing this. We're doing the robust wide receiver and amazing tight end start. I absolutely love this. Is going to be one of my favorite starts for a redraft this year. If you go Bijan, Collins, Smith, that's fantastic. Into Mike Evans, yeah, awesome.
My decision got made for me. We are going Scary Terry, wide receiver 3.
Fantastic.
And then I'm going to get this guy in my portfolio. It disgusts me, but Luther Burden. That is the first Luther Burden click I've done.
Fantastic. I have a CMC, Achane, Zay, and Josh at 43. So Josh at 43, so that's his late there. That's fantastic too, man. Oh my God, CMC and Achane. So that has been one of my favorite combos this year when you can hunt it, and you actually can get that a pretty good amount of the time from 6 or 7. Because, dude, all of a sudden your running back room has like 200 catch upside. It's not an exaggeration to say you could get 200 catches from your running backs if you have CMC and Achane on there. That's awesome. I'm still not sure where I'm at with Zay. He was the wide receiver 7 or wide receiver 9 last year. I think he was wide receiver 7 in full PPR, wide receiver 9 and half PPR. I know he's getting wild steam right now. I'm just still a little bit nervous at the price. He's really close to Ibuka for me, but I think I'd still like, I don't know. T. Higgins is right there. Chris Olave, I'm a little nervous about. Tyson. I'm having a really hard time with what to do with that mid third range of wide receiver, but that's an excellent start. I would be stoked about that. I think that
Yeah,
Josh.
man. CMCH and Zay Flowers and Josh Allen's great.
Yeah. Dude, 200 catches. In full PPR, you might have a 200 catch room out of your lot. We haven't been getting him to fall back here. God, I would be so excited if I could get a Christian Watson share, but he's not falling.
To me, it's a Lamar Jackson auto click for you if he's there.
So I really like Bo Nix this year when I get Jalen Waddle, and so I tend to do like more that range and try to get 2 of those guys because I can stack Waddle here. But I agree in theory. Yeah, I think that's how my board's going to look right now. I just took a Carnell Tate. I'm not too interested in being heavy on Carnell Tate, and I think Parker Washington ends up leading the Jacksonville
Bucky slides to
receiving
the
room this year.
5'9".
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
Dude,
I'd be happy to take some Bucky Irving there.
We're going to have to pick a lane on Bucky at some point here because if he's a full go, top 12 Bucky is in the cards in the 5th round. I don't like the 0 carries inside the 5-yard line statistic. I don't like that it seems pretty explicit that they brought Gainwell in to be the passing down back. I don't know, man. I'm nervous about that.
Let's see if Velocity takes V Colty takes Lamar here. That'd be funny. 4 running backs and then Lamar.
Yeah, no, he makes my decision kind of easy there. I know Lamar's a good price here, dude, but I love the stacking options late because I'm really high on Trevor Lawrence. I'm really high on Bo Nix. So we're going to take Parker Washington, and we're going to open up a pick 86 Trevor Lawrence stack, which I'm really happy about. I will continue to be, and I know you think it's funny, but I will continue to be. I think Trevor Lawrence is a really, really exciting pick this year, and Parker Washington's my guy to lead their receiving room.
I'm in on Cohen, but yeah. I'm not a Parker Washington guy. I think he's gonna be like 10 points a game type deal.
The history of small wide receivers who are drafted late that go on a 4-game stretch and then win leagues next year is very small. In fact, I can't think of one, right? So it's not the worst call to fade it. DraftKings is insane. I got a JT, AJ Brown, Bowers, ETN, Waddle, Tootin, May start. Okay, so you have the May and AJ Brown stack, fantastic. AJ Brown, Bowers, or Jonathan Taylor, Bowers, ETN, Waddle. Oh my God. Whoa.
Round 3 Bowers is insane. Their ADPs must be messed up there. Indecent exposures. Farm those DraftKings lobbies then, if that's the case.
Yeah, that's excellent, dude. Great work. All right, so Indecent Exposure knows what he's doing. I mean, the guy's out here making draft tools, right? He probably is not messing around. Dude, if you feel like it, we throw the Discord in the description. I would love to check out the draft tool. Throw it up in the Discord. I will take a look.
Bowers 31. You're living the dream, man. You're living the dream. Football robot sent from Jesus.
Waddle.
In the words of his new coach, Clint Kubiak.
Yeah, Waddle's it. That's really weird. Was that recent or was that like a month or 2 ago?
I just saw the tweet today. I don't know when he said it. You said you put it in your article, though, so it must be relatively old.
No, that quote is old. I was asking him about those ADPs that he's listing off. So those are crazy good. Are you on a laptop?
Yes, he is streaming on a laptop from his hotspot.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm on a laptop, but I am in a motel room with terrible Wi-Fi. My life's not going great right now. But yeah, weird shit happens on DK. God, dude, that's fantastic. Good for you.
All right, so I'm gonna pass up. Well, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Caleb Williams here to correlate with my Luther Burden, and then I'm gonna take Chuba Hubbard. This is where we need Chuba to be a starter all year, which I think he will be. You Jonathan Brooks guys, I'm coming for your chain with Chuba.
Dude, app is better on desktop, but it still works on laptop. Yeah, so sorry, dude. I'm not on a desktop. Ted is on a desktop, so maybe he can take a look at it. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Pop in there, say what's up. We'll see.
Oh, and welcome
Cool.
to the Discord, my man.
Yeah, saw
Oh
you're
yeah.
in there. Good deal, dude. Um, yeah, we can definitely take a look. This is like my first year drafting seriously. I think I'm getting close to 100 teams, like mostly small stake stuff, but I've been trying to keep at it. And I definitely want to start using those tools as like we grow over the years and get more serious. Can I post in general? Yeah, yeah. Thanks for asking, dude. Thanks for being courteous. But yeah, it's we're just trying to get people to talk ball in there. It's not like anything. We're not weird about all that stuff. Not trying to get you to pay for anything monthly. Every like random small time streamer on here I've jumped in their Discord has like a $5 a month tier they're trying to get me to pay into. Okay, yeah, there's still that one guy who just won't speak to me anymore after I said, "Oh, I do free Tendies fantasy" when he asked me in his chat, and I said that, and he just immediately never spoke to me again. I was like, all right,
Well,
okay,
there's a weird thing with content creators and cross promotion, right? Like a lot of
yes.
people and streamers especially don't like it when you promote your own stuff in their videos. Are you taking Tucker Craft here if he falls to you?
So I really want Trevor Lawrence to stack with Washington, but we're gonna try to min max this thing because Tucker Craft is a great price. I keep taking Tucker Craft is like my favorite tight end value of all the tight ends. So, and I'm in the back of the draft. I'm in the same spot, so we're gonna keep taking him, and we're gonna see if Trevor slides around to us. If not, I'll settle for. I might go later if he goes. Okay, so he goes. I do want to lock in that stack, even though we're gonna lose a chance at Cortland Sutton, who I'm really high on. Oh, and you know what? No, because we're gonna try to get Bo Nix later. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Cortland Sutton. And then we are going to see if Trevor Lawrence comes back around, assuming this guy at 1 with no quarterbacks. Oh, God, if he has Brian Thomas Jr., though, he's probably taking Trevor there. Because then we get a double Bo Nix stack with a Trevor Lawrence stack, and then I can try to come around and get, here we go. Is he going Trevor or is he going Herbert? Okay,
Rico
nice.
Dowdle.
Hey, man, I don't mind Rico Price. Hey, man, that is a great, though. Okay, so I'm really excited about that because I'm very high on Bo Nix, and I'm comfortable going with a two QB room if I can get him on the comeback here. And then we'll get Bo Nix, Waddle, and we have Trevor Parker Washington. That's awesome. I'm going to be absolutely thrilled if Bo Nix is there on the comebacker. We'll see. He's a 107. He's sliding a little bit in ADP. He continues to be one of my absolute favorite values in the entire draft, as does Trevor Lawrence. I would be thrilled to do it. We do need to look at tight ends at some point, but that's probably going to be on the next turn, or if Laporta or Fannin is still there when we come back around.
Do you keep refreshing your screen or no?
No, it's slow because of the internet. It's like it's
Oh, because
spazzing
you're trying
out.
to flip between the two.
I'm flipping between the two, and it's spazzing out every time I do that.
If you open up the draft board in an extra window, it'll stop doing that when you try and flip between them.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. We'll get it smooth out. I'll work on that. Okay, Indecent, we saw your post, dude. I'll take a look when we're done on here. Like, I'm pretty, I'm very, just anything computer averse. So I just like to have the stream up when we're doing it, and then I'll hop off and look, and I'm happy to, like, shout you out or whatever. If it's cool, I can give it a try. What is it? So it's like it's an API thing, right? So you, like, go through, and it's going to show you who tends to pick this guy with that guy? Is it that sort of thing? What your odds are, what happens to your odds of hitting as you go along? Like what happens to your odds of the playoffs as you do different types of builds? All right, so this guy.
Oh my god, dude! If no,
Yeah.
I wanted the numb guy so bad.
I know you lost your boy. I was gonna say though, dude, look at this guy with the hero running back or hero anchor running back. That is how you do it. That is absolutely correct. You get a fantastic quarterback and then just beefy wide receivers. What a good build. And I absolutely love your build again here too.
Oh my god, he sniped Dobbins too. I was like, if I can get Menungai or Dobbins and Laporta, I'm thrilled. I could not though, and I feel like now I'm backed into a corner, and I have to take running back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking Brooks. You know what? I'm just gonna take the Mahomes. It's fine. Be done with the quarterback room. Double correlation there.
All right. Dude, you'll have to, if you check out our Discord, we have a bunch of stuff for just posting, like, we have a channel for just posting screenshots of your best ball rosters. you will have to throw in some of your better best ball rosters from DK, because I have not been messing with DraftKings at all, but that's so interesting to hear that the ADP is that different. I would love to see some of the more unique builds you're getting on there. Maybe that is something I have to do, because I know, like, with daily fantasy, like Yahoo opened up their daily fantasy, and then the Yahoo draft is really not sharp. So the Yahoo daily fantasy, like, people were absolutely raking on it when it first opened up. So I know that's like a thing you have to try to do. Okay, we have that run on receiver here. I still continue to like Parasol the most out of all these options, but I do think Pittman's pretty good priced. We'll see if Harold Fannin Jr. comes. Oh, there he goes. And I'm assuming Sam Laporta is already off the board. To Ted. Great turn for Ted with Sam Laporta.
Yes,
I'm not a Mahomes guy, but like a lot of people are. It's just not my thing necessarily. I think that's a great, though, value. I think you're getting a good value where he's going. So this is Bo Nix for me to lock up the double stack and be done with the wide receiver or be done with the quarterback room. I am thrilled to get a Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence stack. These are my guys. I'm not saying they have to be your guys, and I'm a little bit different than ADP on them. I'm extremely high on Nix and Trevor Lawrence, and then the double stack with Nix. I think Bo Nix takes a real step forward this year, and maybe is the Exodia quarterback, as Scott Barrett says. Okay.
I am out here just in the 0 RB territory. My roster, I really like it, but it puts a lot of faith in Chuba. It puts a ton of faith in old Chuba Hubbard.
Well, so that's like a roster. If I had your kind of build, that's where I'm absolutely hammering. I also took Ramondre falling, so wide receiver got a little thin. But yeah. I'm not a Ramondre guy this year personally, but I also don't really mind falling to 90. Yeah, 90's really good. Those were all followers. Wide receiver got a little thin. Yeah. Depending on what your build is, I think Ramondre fits really well. But dude, the guy has a 2% fumble rate. I just wonder at what point they really give Henderson full run. I had this down. Damn it, I accidentally closed it. I did have it down. I was trying to do what you told me, Ted.
Yeah, you click the
minus
grid
it.
area.
Yeah.
And then
keep it down.
There's like a little arrow.
Yeah. It's weirder on, I don't know, mine's like weird. It doesn't like it. It does not like pulling up that grid. It never has. Big quarterback run here. I'm glad I got Bo Nix before that.
All right, Yanni, would you rather have Bijan and J.K. Dobbins or Gibbs and Chuba Hubbard?
Well, because I have the similar concerns about Chuba being less effective in the second half of the season that I do about Dobbins, I would rather take Dobbins, because if Dobbins is there, you know what? That's the same room to me, and I think so. At that point, I think the tiebreaker is J.K. Dobbins goes 20 picks later. So I would rather have J.K. Dobbins.
I'm only asking that because me and the guy at 1 and 2 did the same construction.
Yeah.
He got Dobbins. I got 100. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just the ADP tiebreak for me. To me, Chuba Hubbard and Dobbins are very similar. Like what you're buying into. I think if they both play all year and keep the running back one role, they'll both be, at worst low end RB2s.
So we're going to take Bill here as our RB3, and then I have to decide what we're doing after that. Golden is screaming for me to take him, but I would like some more Chris Rodriguez in the portfolio.
At that price, I would be ripping Chris Rodriguez or Tyrone Tracy Jr. That's what that would be for me there.
Yeah, I'm going to take the leap of faith with Chris Rodriguez again.
Fair enough. Okay, so Ted also going with a anchor RB build. Anchoring his running back room with Gibbs does what you're supposed to do. If that's what you're doing, you go into the 0 RB range for your next guy. He gets Chuba Hubbard there. And then follows up with Krosky Merritt and Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez, I would be shocked if he just wins the role, but I would not be shocked if he gives you a good amount of usable weeks this year. Krosky Merritt, I think, is totally live to just win the role, and it's his role for the year. So
I think he has more juice than Rachaad White. The Rachaad White guys don't make sense to me. Like, he's never been good. But was going around earlier. I guess I could see it with the passing work, but I can't help but think Bill wins that role. And it wouldn't be the first time I got the Redskins running back wrong with our friend Antonio Gibson.
So I continue to anchor my tight end room at this range. My two favorites are always Mark Andrews and Goddard. I should probably mix in some likely, just with the odds it's looking like Malik Neighbors starts on the pup. And then we're going to hope Brenton Strange is around for us to stack with Trevor Lawrence when we come back around. So Rashid Shaheed is in here, and then I was actually looking for Tyrone Tracy Jr. I was going to take Tyrone Tracy Jr. if he was here. It does not look like he's here. Tracy's underrated. Tracy's absolutely underrated. He is one of two, like, there's not that many running backs over the last 2 seasons that have had 1,000 yards a year, and he continues to. He's a good football player. And he's a good receiving back, more importantly. So yeah, I think Tyrone Tracy Jr. needs, and dude, like Cam Scatabo, he might just be one of those guys that even though he's a meme and even though we all love him, he just might have trouble staying on the field with his personality and disposition. Normally, I'm taking so much Dallas Goddard here, but I haven't taken a lot of him, and I want a high volume tight end. I think Isaiah Likely has a pretty good shot at volume, so we're going to mix in a little Isaiah Likely. And then I still love Dallas Goddard at price, but we're going to white knuckle it and hope that Brenton Strange slides. He almost certainly won't. Want to compare Andrew's exposure 3, 2, 1. I'm like 39%. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
39%. I love it.
Yeah, that is so aggressive. All right. Look, man, I think the fantasy community continues to treat Mark Andrews like he is this old dude who doesn't matter anymore. He is 100% live to be, and I believe he will be, the second leading receiver on the Baltimore Ravens. I think he could catch 10 touchdowns this year. That is just what he does with Lamar Jackson. They extended him ahead of the season. All that matters is what the coaching staff, what Lamar Jackson, what the organization thinks, and they made a huge commitment to a guy that on the surface we don't understand why, but that's because they understand what they want to do with him and what they think of him. I think Mark Andrews, he's one of those dudes where if I miss out on, I'm writing my tight end article right now, and we're doing a stair-step method this year, where every round there's a guy, if you want to go tight end, you can do it every single round all the way through the end of the draft. You can go Bowers in the second, McBride in the third, Loveland in the fourth, Warren in the fifth, Kraft in the sixth, Laporta in the seventh. And then I'm kind of cool off like the round 8, early round 9 guys. And then that's when I'm coming around and getting Mark Andrews at the back end of that, Isaiah Likely. And then Dallas Goddard and Brenton Strange I'm actually very high on for 0 tight end targets. But that's Andrews is like, to me, one of those guys where if you're getting him at that cost, what I think he could do is so good this year. Yeah. Fantastic. I don't think I'm at 39%. I think I'm at like 29 or 30%. Let me see. I think I can just open up.
Oh, man. I'd love to take Charbonnet here, but I just don't think that my running back room is good enough to get away with that.
Yeah, you have to float him for a while. Charbonnet is going to be in my article of redraft players you should be targeting for sure. All right, let me see.
I don't want him in redraft.
Because you can put him on your
man,
IR. I'm at
McMillan goes.
No, I'm a little lighter. I'm at 22% Mark Andrews. I thought it was higher. I thought it was approaching 30.
So I was hoping Jalen McMillan would make it back to me. He did not. So we're going to take Jalen Naylor here with the first pick.
Nice.
And then
Nice.
Pacheco doesn't do much for me with this construction. I don't want to reach down on running back, so I am going to take another wide receiver, and it's going to be Travis Hunter.
Nice. Let's go.
Getting in on Travis Hunter.
Let's go. I support that. I probably should have taken Travis Hunter with Trevor Lawrence over Rashid Shaheed, but I just so much prefer Rashid Shaheed. It's not even funny. Nice.
Yeah, me too. I'm just going to be living in the copium world where Travis Hunter is my wide receiver 6 and actually plays some offensive snaps, so it pays off.
If only you had an app and didn't have to leave to check your exposures. All right. I got the sales pitch. I'm interested. You don't have to. I'm an easy mark, bro. I'm telling you, I'm interested. Okay, so we miss out on Strange here, which is a shame. I love Strange. I would take Pacheco with this build, shamefully. Like I would be bummed. And then I have again. I know I just took him. I'm so annoyed that I keep doing these very similar builds. But Jonah Coleman correlates pretty heavily with Bo Nix, and I like Jonah Coleman as a Bo Nix build, but I will take Isaiah Pacheco ahead of him. Now, what do we want?
Yeah, I don't really like the handcuff in underdog.
Yeah. I'm a Hunter hater, but I've been taking it this price. Yeah, so I think
Too, brother.
yeah,
Too.
yeah. I don't think anyone hates Hunter more than Ted. I I don't know if I'm like a Hunter hater. I think he's a pretty talented dude. I hate his context, his offensive context he exists in is not my thing. But
I mean, is it on the board that he's just clearly better than Parker Washington?
oh, I think as a prospect and as a physical talent, it's not. Dude, there were like well respected prospect modelers that had Hunter like right behind Malik Neighbors in their prospect profile. Hunter was considered. There were people that thought Hunter was going to be like a league defining prospect, like on the level of a Malik Neighbors or a Jamar Chase. So, for me, it's like a pedigree bet that they invested all of that in him and that he did sort of have that type of ceiling that people thought he could have at one point, and they're betting. So, is there a tight end here I like? I would really prefer. You know what?
Gadsden's there.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to take the upside swing on Gadsden and leave Jonah Coleman on the board because we have a double hero running back start. I'm okay with getting what I think is some serious ceiling, 10 picks behind ADP. Even though he's not correlated at all, that's okay. We can do a last round Evan Ingram with Bo Nix. So yeah, Hunter is someone who I'm certainly going to be taking in redraft because he's going so late. If he's going in the 130s, 140s, like I think he might go undrafted in a lot of redraft. He's just going to be my throw-in 6th or 5th receiver, and I'll hold on to him for a few weeks and just see what happens. Because if they come out and they give him like 8 targets week 1, he's going to be the top waiver wire ad that week, and maybe you can even trade him. You know, so I think that's a really good last ad for redraft. And then for this whole thing, when you don't have to predict it, I think he's great at his current price. I prefer Stephon Diggs probably at that range, but still very good.
Oh, there goes Charbonnet. Okay, I was gonna take some Charbonnet, but he's gone now, so that kind of makes my job a little easier here.
I've got to build my queue, and then I will get over and see what you're up to.
Right now, we have a hero tight end build with Sam Laporta.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think Sam Laporta is controversially, I guess, based on what the fantasy community thinks, I think Sam Laporta is a hero tight end, worthy tight end this year. Jonah Coleman at 165. I love that. Jonah Coleman with RJ Harvey, though, that I don't get, but okay. As your 6th running back, too.
I am desperately running back needy right now, and I was not drafting Jonah Coleman. Oh, shh.
Yeah.
Dylan Sampson, that's who I wanted. Come on, man.
The safety
All right,
blanket
well,
back here.
All right. Well, we're going to take Barner here as our first pick, and I have to figure out what to do at running back. The pickings are slim. I am going to go with Kamara. It feels disgusting, but maybe, maybe ETN gets hurt.
I like Barner at value, and I think Kamara's a good price there. You're in the 170s, dude. And for your kind of running back room, I think you do want a Kamara because you're going to get weeks where he's like randomly your RB2 or your flex play.
Yeah, that's why I wanted Sampson, because he's at least going to be points. I think he's not just going to goose for you. I got a lot of guys who I think might goose, but
yeah.
That's all right. We have a high floor. We have a super high ceiling in our wide receiver room. And we got Gibbs, so it's really just I need one score from my Hubbard, Krosky, Marriott, Rodriguez, and Kamara.
Yeah, so I keep saying indecent exposure, which is it's an interesting YouTube name you have, sir. Yeah, I keep trying to force some more Samson. Samson to me is one of the sneakiest picks you could make in all of best ball and in all of fantasy right now. So not just best ball. The Browns defense projects to be way worse. The Browns O line is terrible. And Dylan Sampson was one of the most efficient running backs on the pass last year. Now a little bit skewed because he was getting a lot of those like dump off screens where he would run for 30 yards and it blows out his yards per target or yards per route run. So you kind of have to like be a little persnickety with how you you know break down his stats. But he was an extremely highly rated receiving prospect, right? I don't think he gets like the workhorse role if Judkins goes down. That's not what it is for me. But I could see a world where the game scripts actually favor Samson more, and he was a pretty damn good prospect coming out of college. I think he gets more run this year than people think. And Judkins did, even though it's not getting the same kind of like level of attention. Judkins suffered a pretty extreme injury. His foot was sideways, as Ted keeps reminding us, and valid point to raise. His foot was sideways on his body. That's hardcore, man. That is hardcore.
With that injury, you're kind of treading into unknown territory because that hasn't really happened very much at the running back position. Everyone is kind of saying, I like the Judy pick, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone is kind of saying, well, it's going to be fine, right? I don't know, though. I've been procedurally not drafting those guys, especially in redraft. In underdog, I have taken some Scatabo because I think that the ceiling is high for like a fourth, fifth round pick on the 4-5 turn. But yeah, in redraft, I won't be taking them. And it might kill me, or I might feel very smart.
We get a nice 15 pick slide on Hawkinson as our tight end 3. Nice tight end 3 there. Isaiah Likely or Rondé Gadsden Hawkinson. Very happy with that.
Are you excited about Hawkinson? Because he's gonna have that little midget Kyler Murray throwing him the ball. I haven't been making that click at all.
No, but at this price, yes. At your last 3 picks in best ball, yeah, I'll take some Hawkinson. But no, not in any real football sense, no.
Terrence Ferguson goes up in the 15th round this time. The Slappies continue to
the Slappies,
push him
dude.
Upwards.
I think he's going to get steam. Again, dude, to me it was more about you were getting him. I was getting him at pick like 200 to 215 for most of the summer. That was more when like he was my favorite add-on. If he starts going, like Ryan Flournoy I think is going to have spike weeks. I think Sean Tucker's a better pick. Isaac Tesla I think is going to have spike weeks. Like I'm not interested if he starts going, and then Kamara's a way better pick. I'm light on Scat. Scatabu's a weird one, dude. Weirdly enough, him doing a backflip on stage actually made me more likely to draft him, not less. Like my impression of that was, wow, he must be really confident about his leg. Everyone was saying, oh my God, this is why he's going to get injured. I don't know. It kind of hyped me up when I saw it.
Yeah, because you're a sucker. You're a sucker for Scatabu. You're just a fan. And that's okay. You could be a fan.
I am. I had 5 out of 12 of my redraft rosters last year. I had him. Didn't Kyler make old Zach Ertz a top 5 tight end? Kyler in general really likes targeting tight ends, but it is, noteworthy that McBride didn't hit that like mega ceiling with Kyler. But yeah,
the whole shtick with McBride, right, was he doesn't score touchdowns. He doesn't score touchdowns. And that problem was immediately solved as soon as Kyler went down for the season.
Yeah. Again, I'm certainly not a Hawkinson guy. I just think for that price tag, if he's, almost 20 picks past ADP as my tight end 3, I'll take him. It's not like someone I'm keyed into at all. I think Cade Otton projects like almost better than him, and Cade Otton's going in the 180s. That's normally who I'm throwing in. If I don't get Terrence Ferguson, I'll get a Cade Otton back here. Oh, nice. You do the Braylon Allen at the turn. Dude, no one's in Braylon Allen this year. He's my favorite running back 5, and you get him. You got 2 of my guys that I regularly snipe late back here. That's going to happen when you're drafting a room with your pals. We talk about fantasy a lot. We see the game similarly. Kamara and Braylon Allen added to that room is very good, dude.
I pulled him up. I pulled him.
Yeah.
I pulled him up. Like, I don't know how above ADP that is.
That's not that far. It's like,
but
10
like
picks.
with my room, I feel like I'm gonna need to take some RB scores, and I think Braylon Allen is one of the better handcuffs in fantasy right now.
Yep.
The whole story this year is that he came into camp at 251 pounds, and last year he was already taking goal line from Breece Hall. I mean, I don't know how much their goal line there is to have with the Jets, but I think that Braylon Allen is going to be like their Jerome Bettis. Like, Braylon Allen, I think, is going to just be vulturing Breece Hall all year, and then in the chance that Breece Hall goes down, which has happened quite a few times in his career, then you just have like starting running back too. And I don't know, like guys like Marshawn Lloyd go first, or Ray Davis go first, or Sean Tucker go first. I feel like their paths to that type of like production is much less than that of a Braylon Allen. Even though he's on the Jets, so it's stinky, but in the 17th round, I think that's fine.
Dude, that's a pick that I've been making also. I have Braylon Allen's easily one of my highest exposure guys. We'll take whichever one of the crazy upside rookies comes back to us. We'll wrap up the wide receiver room with a Tank Dell pick there. Why is Mike Washington free? I don't, my thing with Mike Washington is I just don't know how, whatever. It's your first time in the chat. We're going to do this in honor. I was going to throw in Claiborne or Nicholas Singleton because those are my two like weird rookies I like. But I like it. In honor of your first time commenting on our chat and me potentially checking out your draft tool, we're going to throw in Mike Washington as our upside rookie for the 5th running back there.
I mean, a lot of people had Mike Washington graded higher than Kalen Black. That was kind of like the thing that the Niners did that like all the draft analysts shit on because everyone was projecting Mike Washington to the Niners.
Yeah.
And they went and got Kalen Black instead.
Okay, so I do like we had some good correlation on this roster. Here's what it looks like. It's Trevor Lawrence and Bo Nix at quarterback. I'm extremely high on both of them. I do not feel the need to take a third one with those guys. Maybe I'll regret it. I know 3 QB builds are the big thing this year. Running back room, I'm extremely happy with. James Cook, Omarion Hampton, Jordan Mason, Isaiah Pacheco, Mike Washington. I always like to finish off with an upside rookie, and I want 2 guys that can give me weekly float when I do the double hero RB. That's all I'm after. I think Jordan Mason and Pacheco should fall in the end zone a few times, give you some scores. And then Jordan Mason, I do think, gets the majority of the run there this year, certainly on early downs. Tedero McMillan, Jalen Waddle, Rome Odunze, Parker Washington, Cortland Sutton, Rashid Shaheed, Jerry Jeudy, Tank Dell. I'm proud of that wide receiver room. To me, that is an absolutely elite room. But if you don't believe in Parker Washington, you may not feel great about it. And then tight ends, Isaiah Likely, Oronde Gadsden, TJ Hawkinson, all pretty good price, dude. I'm pretty happy with all of that. Let's see how Ted finishes up his masterpiece that he's been painting here. Another really good one, dude.
I'm taking a guy here if he makes it to me that I don't have any exposure on yet. So
okay. I do really like your build here. Very strong quarterback room with Mahomes and Caleb Williams, both stacked with who the fantasy community thinks are their wide receiver ones in Burden and Rashee Rice. Excellent 4 wide receivers in a row. You got Terry and Burden to fall. That's actually kind of rare at the turn, and then you know how I feel about Pickens. I'm over the moon about Pickens, and I'm over the moon about Laporta. Rodriguez and Krosky, Merritt, and Hubbard, you're kind of praying one of them comes through, but I think one of them does. I think the odds are really good there, and if 2 of them do, then you're set. Naylor and Hunter, excellent prices at that pick. I mean, Naylor's steamed up a little bit. I still do think he's the Raiders' leading receiver this year if they don't add anyone. And then Hunter will give you some spike weeks. AJ Barner, one of my favorite picks, and I love all 3 of these that you made back here. Very good, dude. I think you got me on both these drafts today, but we'll see how you wrap it up.
It's going to be the other guy in LA.
Oh, I was thinking Tyquan
The other
Thornton.
Guy in LA that people forget about. No, Colby Parkinson, man.
Colby Parkinson.
He's going to be in that. He's going to be in that 13 personnel running routes with Ferguson. Slappies have pushed Ferguson up an additional 3 rounds. I think it's on the board. Parkinson's just as good as him this year.
Random spike.
Not a sexy tight end.
No. Let's see how this dude did a very similar build to you. I think you both got really good value all around, but I prefer Burden to Williams. I prefer Terry to Evans. Pickens and Smith is very close. Collins and Rice are very close, and I prefer Gibbs. It's funny, you guys did a very similar build. I think you both did very well there. I like his draft a lot. Did anyone else do the double hero start in the back with me? Yeah, dude, this guy's a jackass. F him. ETN and ETN.
D. Colty.
Yeah, indecent exposure.
Well, he's a highly experienced drafter.
Yeah. What am I getting the bro for? What did I do? The Ferg stuff is wild. Oh no, that's me. I've single-handedly been pushing a Ferg high trade. I'm not taking him at 170 though. That's too much. I'm not taking him over Alvin Kamara. Or I guess he didn't go over Alvin Kamara, but I'm certainly not taking him over Florida.
Like he went before Dulcich, which I think that's fine. Other tight ends, Hawkinson, that's the one. Like Hawkinson's above him in ADP. I kind of prefer the Ferguson click there. I think that's much higher upside.
Yeah. All right, man.
You want to run one more, buddy? Or is your account tapped?
Is my account tapped? No, I can swing the $5. Thank you. Oh yeah, sure, we'll do one. Why not? We're hanging out.
Well, why don't we do Best Ball Mania? You big giant meanie.
No. I want a lot of drafts. I am working on the art of the best ball before I donate $25 to these animals. Fucking Davis.
You're donating $5 at a time. So $25 at a time.
Yeah, it feels better. All right, I'm ready to go when you are, dude.
All right, three, two, one, go.
Oh no, I was late. I was late on the confirm. Waiting
Oh
for.
no, I think my room is full. Yeah, we're in different rooms.
Oh no, I'll jump in. Yeah, and decent exposure if you can hustle out. Dude, you should have told me. I would have waited if you had told me. You got 5 people. We're not going to make it. It's too many people. We're busy right now. But if you do jump in, tell me your tag. Yeah, see, wait. It was too late, dude. I hit the go. Oh, wait, can I
Well,
leave?
that's a
Oh,
good.
oh, I could have left there.
No, you can't leave. You paid.
No, well, no, but they don't. Oh yeah, you can't leave. No, once it says it's a.
You paid. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
once it says it's. Oh my god, I got the one spot. Yeah, fuck you, dude. This is what happens when you're out of there. Uh, uh,
Hey, you could draft into one. Hell yeah.
Indecent exposure. I'm sorry, dude. I totally would have waited for you. I had literally clicked go when I saw it go. I'm on a delay from the video to the chat, so like what you're seeing is a little delayed. I would love to do some drafts with people watching. We should totally do that. That was just tough timing. I would have been super down to draft with you, dude. See if you could have beat me out. Damn it. Okay. All right, Ted. Well, you will have to let us know. You're gonna have to say your draft as we go. That's kind of the risk you run when you're doing this like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it worked 3 previous times for us, or however many times we've drafted,
Yeah,
which is fine.
like 3 or 4. Yeah.
So you can just do yours, and I'll just put a screenshot in Discord when I'm done. I got the 7, which I think
Ugh.
it's got to be a James Cook spot for me. But I've also been kind of more receptive to Jonathan Taylor now
Yep.
that we
Yep.
got at least some positive news about Dimes. So I will mix some Jonathan Taylor in there if there's someone else who's a maniac to draft James Cook instead.
I was gonna say, why don't you grab a free app first, dude? We will totally. I am totally down to work with you on that. We can get that set up for tomorrow. I'm doing these every night, so I'm super down. That's very nice of you to offer. I will totally use it. Totally advertise it. I'll advertise it. I'm pretty sure the most frequent viewer of this podcast is my mother, but maybe she needs a streaming app or a best ball app. She could totally take a look at it. But yeah, dude, I'm super down. Thank you for offering, and we can certainly work that out. But it's gonna have to be a tomorrow thing now. Okay, so what do you think? So you're in the 7. There's a few schools of thought there. There's go Amon Ra because it's safer. Just Amon Ra, you're playing best ball, probably getting a top 5 receiver there. There's go Christian McCaffrey because he has a 1-of-1 ceiling in his era. And then there's go Jonathan Taylor because he was the running back 1 and the overall player 1 before he got hurt. How do you evaluate the 7 spot this year?
Well, I mean, we've talked about this at length, but my guy from 6 on is James Cook. Out of the other guys you mentioned, though, so now my mind has changed on Jonathan Taylor. I took him at the 1-7 instead of James Cook for a little bit of diversification.
Right.
But then I would probably go Amon Ra before McCaffrey. McCaffrey scares me, and he actually won at the 1-4 in this draft room, oddly enough. So someone reached on McCaffrey.
I'm totally chalk here, except for Lamb. Lamb goes above Jonathan Taylor, and Lamb goes above Jonathan Taylor. That's weird. Jonathan Taylor all the way down to the 10. That shouldn't be happening. I'm sorry, that's just not a correct evaluation.
It's probably Danny Ladd.
Probably Danny Ladd. I don't mind. Dude, I'll be honest. I think you know me. Like I'm prone to overreacting to injuries, but even for me, I think people are not understanding what a high ankle actually means for a receiver. CeeDee Lamb told Matt Harmon of Reception Perception he was worried his career would not be the same after that high ankle. He was so messed up last year that he went into a period of being concerned whether or not he'd ever be the same player again. They continue to underestimate. Saquon Barkley said it was 6 to 7 months after his high ankle before he felt normal. I think people are going a little too far with saying like CD dropped off there. I've even seen things like Ryan Flournoy edged out CD's usage last year, and that's why CD dropped out. It's pretty ridiculous. I do think maybe there's something to the idea that the talent gap isn't as big between Pickens and CD as people think. Maybe there's something there. But that's not the same thing as saying, like, I don't know. I think there's, like, a chance that in PPR CD's, like, a rock-solid 20-point-per-game guy this year.
So in this room, someone pulled up Rashee Rice to the 2-1.
Good
Then
job,
I ended
idiot.
up getting Achane at the 2-5. So I started with Taylor Achane. I've
Savage.
been on Rice this year, man. He's been such an easy click for me.
Oh, yeah.
2-3 turn.
Yeah, but not at the 2-1. I wouldn't do Um,
He did it before the running back run, which is the biggest issue. He took him over Saquon, Hampton, Walker, Brown,
no.
HN, that cluster of guys.
No, and my problem with doing that is like there's people that are gonna have Rice as their third pick with like a really stacked roster first, and even if Rice really hits, like there's just too many people in the field that'll be ahead of you on that. We're gonna see how I do my turn. We're just getting back to it. Pretty chalk. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Drake London, Jackson Smith and Jigba, AJ Brown. I love if you're gonna go wide receiver, go beefy like that. Jamar Chase, Nico Collins. I think that's fantastic. Okay, I am on the board. I want Devonta Smith because I have not drafted a lot of Devonta Smith, so I'm for sure coming out of this with Devonta Smith. And then it's do I want Rashee Rice or do I want Jeremiah Love here? Because I like the. No, we're going to take Rashee Rice, and then we're going to see if Colston Loveland falls on the board, if my stupid internet will work. Almost dropped a string of epithets toward the internet. Okay. I don't even know what an internet insult would be, what a computer insult would be. Something from yeah. Okay. So
I also got some Devontae Smith at 3-7.
Good call, dude. Oh, 3-7. Oh
Yep.
man.
I went Taylor, HN, Devontae Smith. I almost took Keegan instead.
Oh, excellent. No, dude, no. I have Devonta Smith firmly above. So I went Gibbs, Devonta Smith, Rashee Rice. So I wanted to see what you think of this Rashee Rice angle. There are fantasy opinions bubbling up that Rashee Rice was used essentially as an extension of the run game. For some reason, this specific comment keeps getting out there. I heard it on like 6 different podcasts this week. So someone started saying it, then they all started saying it. That Rashee Rice is just Khalil Shakir attached to Andy Reid. I don't know where that came from, but that's been going around everywhere this week. And that basically they used him as an extension of the run game. And now that they have Kenneth Walker, that Rashee Rice kind of gadgety, high volume PPR stuff is going to fall off. And that he's a landmine all of a sudden. I saw Ian Harditz of RotoWire had him down at wide receiver 18 this year. So I think that's an interesting perspective. I don't think it's entirely invalid. But it is sort of interesting that, like, to me, the offense is going to run way better with a true bell cow running back in Kenneth Walker. If they really have a run game going, they're going to be in the red zone way more. And if they're in the red zone way more, the way they use Rashee Rice, dude, his usage, like his points per game could go through the roof. He's still going to retain a lot of that gadgety stuff, I think. But what do you think of that debate? That he was just an extension of the run game, and now that they have a real run game, Rashee Rice falls off.
If you believe in the Patrick Mahomes vanity touchdowns inside the 5, I don't think that changes anything.
Yeah.
I'm aggressively in on Rashee Rice. I was a worthy guy last year, much to my detriment.
Mm-hmm.
And this year I'm correcting, and I'm drafting Rashee Rice everywhere. So I think that's kind of trying to outthink the room. So I was able to get Lad McConkey at the 4-6. I had Josh Jacobs queued up. He went just the pick before me. I almost had a Taylor, HN, Josh Jacobs room, but instead I opened with Taylor, HN, Devontae Smith, Lad McConkey.
That is fantastic. That is like as good of a start as you can get. That's 2 slides you got on wide receivers that could be top 12 this year. It's excellent.
Devontae Smith kind of freaks me out, just given how bad Jalen Hurts was last year at throwing the football. But gotta have a little faith, I guess.
Depends how many layup routes you think Mannion. You have to put your faith that Mannion took stuff away from the McVay scheme that he's going to effectively implement. And I mean, none of us have the answer to that. People will pretend like they knew all along, but none of us have the answer to that. I don't know. I have a feeling that they're going to create a lot of easy button horizontal routes for Jalen Hurts, and I think it's going to be a pretty good year for. I'm very high on Goddard. I'm very high on Devonta Smith, and I think Lemon could be an interesting pick at the right price. Like, I'm not necessarily excited about Lemon, but I think if he's like an 8th round guy in redraft, I'll take a hack here and there.
So I'm getting either Devontae Adams or Colston Loveland at the 5-7. Oh my God, this guy took Bayshall 2 at 5-6. So I am going Devontae Adams. That's crazy. Taylor, HN, Devontae Smith, Lad McConkey, Devontae Adams. Start.
Oh man, okay.
Absolutely thrilled to pass over Colston Loveland there in that case.
No, not true. Oh, my queue's messing up with my bad internet. Okay, hold on. So I'm going to take DeAndre Swift with Jahmyr Gibbs, Devonta Smith, and Rashee Rice. And then I have been taking my Colston Loveland shots in the 5th round. So I'm going to take DeAndre Swift as my RB2, and then I am going to take Colston Loveland in the 5th over Devontae Adams and Jamison Williams, just because I do want to keep taking Colston Loveland shots. But I like him in the 5th. Like, that's a value for me. So, and then we'll see if we can swing back around and get Caleb Williams with DeAndre Swift and Colston Loveland.
All right, this is interesting here because I'm kind of leading off the quarterback run. But so Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Caleb Williams, and Jalen Hurts are on the board, and my only correlation is Jalen Hurts. So I'm inclined to reach down and get Jalen,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take an uncorrelated Drake May instead.
Oh, just take Jalen. You have a stack.
I'm not taking him over those other guys though. Drake May it is. Parker Washington was there too. Also happy to pass him up.
I don't blame you, dude. Parker. So I've been like waiting for when's the right time that I'm going to say this because it's such an embarrassing. Again, no one knows who Patrice O'Neal is. He's an obscure New York comic from the early 2000s who mentored Bill Burr. He's actually one of the guys responsible for Bill Burr becoming the comedian he was. And he did New York radio back when Shock Jock radio was a thing in New York. Patrice O'Neal, one of my favorite. He's widely regarded, like Louis C.K., he's widely regarded as one of the funniest men to ever live. He just died of a stroke in his 30s before he could ever make it. But he has a great quote about, I'm talking out my balls here, man. That's like when he's putting his balls on the line and people used to call him out. He'd yell like, I'm out here talking out my balls and you're calling me out. I hate saying stuff like this because it's really embarrassing if it doesn't work out. I know what I saw with Parker Washington. That's just how I feel. I'll say it and you can make fun of me at the end of the season. I think what we saw with Parker Washington last year was really special in terms of yards per route run, in terms of usage, contested catches, red zone catches, explosive plays. I think he jives the best with Trevor Lawrence's game of any of those receivers because of Trevor Lawrence getting the ball out of his hands quickly. I think with the Liam Cohen slot, like history, the history of like slot gods coming out of Liam Cohen's offense, you know, you can go back years on this from Cooper Kupp to Chris Godwin, now to Parker Washington. And then the sneakiest thing, or not the sneakiest, sort of the more abstract thing that I'm wondering is if they extend Parker Washington for like 4 years, $100 million in August, his ADP is going to go up to the 3-4 turn. If the market thinks that he's locked in as Liam Cohen's Chris Godwin there for the next 4 years, and that's why they paid him, his ADP is like 30 spots off. And I think they do want to pay him. So, like, I hate saying that because it's just so, you're going to get stuck so badly if that thing goes south. And you're comparing him to top 2 drafted or top 3 drafted Travis Hunter and top, 10 or 15 or maybe 20, I guess. Probably BTJ was a little later, but first round Brian Thomas Jr. I think Parker Washington's my favorite guy there. So, yeah.
So I was rewarded for passing on Jalen Hurts because I took Drake May in the 6th, and then Jalen Hurts made it back to me in the 7th, so I just took him too. So I'm done with my quarterback room with Drake May and Jalen Hurts.
You're going bully quarterback. There's a guy here who has like my dream start, basically. He went Jonathan Taylor to Derrick Henry, then Higgins into Jalen Waddle, into Christian Watson, and then Joe Burrow stack with Higgins. Savage. So are you with the Jacksonville receiving room, are you just sort of out on trying to prognosticate that? Are you just going to let the market duke it out, or do you have a guy there? Because they're going very similar in ADP between Brian Thomas Jr.
It's Brian Thomas for me. Brian Thomas for me. I think that Brian Thomas is clearly the guy that you want, and I think that Parker Washington is an industry plant. Like, bro, he was doing the same stuff last year. Like, he was like a 8 to 10 point a game guy, and you wouldn't even grab him off of waivers.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't even put in a waiver claim because I put in the waiver claim for Parker Washington in our league. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think anything has changed, and I think it's on the board that if Travis Hunter plays more offense, that's going to come at the cost of Parker Washington. So, yeah, I don't see the vision on that at all.
Fair enough.
I'm a hater.
I don't want Makai Lemon, and Devonta Smith on the same roster, so we're going to take a round 7 DK Metcalf. Never one of my favorite moves. Okay, so my roster so far is Caleb Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, DeAndre Swift, Devonta Smith, Rashee Rice, DK Metcalf, and Colston Loveland. Little bit thin at receiver because the Loveland pick. We'll see if we can make up for it on the next turn. Yeah, so I don't blame you, dude. I think that may be smart. Again, you're taking a guy who I think was a 6th or 7th round draft pick who's older. He didn't break out for a while. And then he had like a meteoric, 7 games. And that's usually just a smart thing to fade and ignore. For me, I guess I'm just chasing, especially in redraft when he's going at the 7-8 turn. I don't think the miss there is catastrophic. If he averages like 9 points a game and he's a middling wide receiver 3 who has a lot of wide receiver 4 weeks, I don't think that really sinks your roster. It certainly hurts it, but like I don't think that's like, oh my god, I sunk my roster. But if that's like actually roughly the same price range when you were getting Chris Godwin during that year, he was the wide receiver 2 overall. If you hit that guy there, then okay. So many roads. Okay, nice. So many roads. 1994. Nice, man. 1993 for me. I basically just avoid Jacksonville wide receivers. I think that's what a lot of people are going to do.
I will say so many roads. Like last year, a lot of people did the same thing on the ambiguity with the running back room, and a lot of people missed out on ETN. So I did the same thing last year. I wouldn't touch it, but this year I'm taking my hacks at the random Jacksonville people. It's just not Parker Washington.
No.
Parker Washington is the one I hate the most and the one I think is the most mispriced. Like Brian Thomas 6th round, I can get behind.
I think whenever you're getting a guy that was going top 15 in the draft the year before and is still and has the 3rd best rookie wide receiver season ever, and you can get him in the 8th round in drafts, I think you should take your shots. It's I don't like the X role. I don't like the X receiver role in terms of how it jives with Trevor Lawrence's game. And I don't like it in terms of how it works in Liam Cohen's offense because he runs a lot of like clear out sacrificial X stuff. So I don't know. I'm just a little bit weird about it. Like even Mike Evans did not have a great run with Liam Cohen for a minute there. It was really the Chris Godwin show. And then Bobby Trees, Robert Woods really dropped off when Cooper Kupp got the slot role with Liam Cohen as the, I believe, passing game coordinator, receivers coach there with Sean McVay. So it's kind of like a schematic thing for me, but I don't know. I think I'm totally open to however you want to go about that room, but I do think you should try to take shots on it. I do think that. I think for redraft in the 8th round, the upside is too tantalizing. Like you could just break your league if one of these guys really hits their like 98th percentile. So I would say that I would advise people to be brave and try to pick one, but I don't blame anyone who just goes, I can't figure it out. I'm not doing it because I can't either. I'm just taking a guess. I have an educated opinion, but like it's not. I don't feel great about it. I'm gonna drop one of those guys and go, oh god, all right.
Oh my god, Yanni, I might get some mid-round 10 Harold Fannin.
Mid-round 10.
I'd be over the moon about that.
What is that like?
He's got to survive 3 picks.
Pick 125?
114. 114.
Oh, okay. Oh, mid-round 10. Yeah, mid-10th round. Okay. I have to catch up at receiver. I got behind at receiver, bro.
So my roster, I followed up Taylor, Achane, Devontae Smith, McConkey, and Adams with double quarterback Drake May, Jalen Hurts. I was able to tack on Kyle Monangai in the mid-8th is my RB3. Then I got some Michael Wilson, speculative Michael Wilson in the mid-9th. And then I followed that up with my starting tight end Harold Fannin in the 10th round. I think that's the furthest I've seen Harold Fannin drop. So I'm thrilled with that, actually.
This is like when you're salmon trolling. You remember the last time we were salmon trolling and you were on the side of the boat and I was on the back and you had to come give me the little update, what was going on. Okay, so I'm definitely going to take... Who do you like better? I mean, I haven't taken enough Michael Pittman. I might mix it in here, but do you have a strong opinion between Michael Pittman and Michael Wilson?
Michael Wilson. I think that even though it feels gross taking the Cardinals, I think that is a significantly more fruitful fantasy environment than the Steelers. I cannot stress enough how much I hate the Steelers' passing attack and how I'm avoiding it at all costs. Really, I'm avoiding everything about the Steelers. There's not a single Steelers player I'm clicking and happy about.
I don't think you're going to lose any sleep this year. Just not effing around with the Steelers, I still haven't decided whether or not I can like rip swearing on the stream or not, like whether or not it sounds cleaner to not do it or to go for it. I'm still in the middle. I keep Keep going back and forth.
The main thing you don't want to. Oh man, Mark Andrews goes. I was about to take him. Add to my exposure. So I'm gonna take Rashid Shaheed here. Is my wide receiver 5, one of our free Tendies fantasy flag plant guys on the air.
Oh, just keep taking him, dude. For best ball, like, oh.
And I'd love to come around with Jalen McMillan too. That's the other guy that I'm just obsessed with drafting now.
Who? Jalen McMillan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I want all the Jalen McMillan. And I've decided I'm a Chris Rodriguez guy as of today. So if you have seen me not drafting Chris Rodriguez before, don't worry, I just got on the train today.
I wish the Steelers weren't so easy to stack late. Yeah, so that was exactly my holdup there, was if I had taken, because I took DK Metcalf, I could have taken Pittman and done the Aaron Rodgers stack late. I just don't know if I don't know if I want to be heavily invested in that room. I do have to figure out, I'm not very happy with this draft. This is like one of my worst ones I've done on stream, actually, which is a shame to waste the 1 seed. I don't like the way it unfolded. I'm too light at running back here, and if this round of guys goes, I'm going to be super light. Yeah, not my best work. But yeah, certainly, I think for the Steelers, I don't really like DK Metcalf at cost, but I don't want to take Mekhi Lemon and Devonta Smith when I'm not stacking him with Hurts. And then I didn't want Pittman and DK Metcalf just because I do think that's ultimately a pretty low volume passing attack for Pittsburgh. What I'm most interested in Pittsburgh in is Warren and Dowdle. I think they're both pretty good values in the 7th, 8th round. I think Warren's going to catch like 60 passes this year, and no one cares. No one thinks that's interesting, but 60 passes is a lot of passes. Kenny Gainwell was like the RB15 last year, and he vacates his entire 3rd down role to Warren. And then he's still going to get like 35% of the carries. So that's my favorite Steeler, but I don't mind Pittman as your wide receiver 4 or 5 in redraft. I'll take my shots.
The only one I've been clicking sometimes is DK, like 7th round DK Metcalf, and it's only when I really need wide receiver, and I just kind of close my eyes and make the click, because he was okay at points last year. Like, all of his success was like on broken plays that I don't think are replicatable, but I mean, you might as well take a shot. Like, I'm probably not taking any DK Metcalf in redraft at all.
Just real quick.
And then with Rico. Oh yeah, what?
No, go ahead. No, I want to hear your Rico thought, and then I'll answer a question in the checks. It's funny. Go ahead. What about Rico?
I just think that's a straight up 50-50 with Rico Dowdle and Jalen Warren, so I just haven't been drafting it at all.
I absolutely love the question. I mean, what percentage of your drafts are you like, yeah, that was my best work? Not as many as I would like, sir. Not as many as I would like. That's a very good question, though. Yeah, no. I wish I came away from more drafts going, God, I crushed that. But sometimes I don't know. I will say a lot of my drafts, I do really, really love them, and this is just not one where sometimes the board doesn't fall right. You don't get the guys you want. Like, I really like Montgomery with Gibbs, and I didn't get him there. I don't normally like taking a tight end as high as that because there was good wide receiver value on the board. I left J-Mo and Devontae on the board, and I like some of these back-end tight ends. It's just stuff like that, but it happens. So both the tight ends, or both the quarterbacks I had my eye on to balance this room go out, but you're really rough on quarterback if I wait. We're going to hope that Bill gets the starting role with this roster.
I just took Tajay Spears as my RB4. I'm in shambles. Absolute shambles.
Yeah, I'm going to take Chris Rodriguez, too, and hope he gets some run, although Chris Rodriguez I'm kind of avoiding here. But with the hero running back, I want some guys that are scoring here. Little weird. And then we're at the mercy of whatever quarterback falls back to us. I guess it's not a hero running back with DeAndre Swift. It's okay. Yeah, dude, not my best work. You will see if you swing back around on the stream at some point. You're gonna go, oh god, that was not ideal. But yeah, what percentage of drafts would you say are your best work? That's a great question.
I don't know. I'd say 100% of mine today.
Yeah, you just
not to suck my dick or anything. But
easy. I don't know what YouTube does. I don't know what YouTube does with that, dude. I have no idea.
It's fine.
If it was FCC rules, they're dumping out. They are dumping out of that.
If you really want the meta on like the YouTube stuff, you just don't curse within the first 10 seconds of a recorded
video. Checking. Oh my god. That was so aggressive. But yeah, yes, I do think you did a great job today. I'm proud of you, buddy. Uh, yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I just got weird. I don't know how that's really interesting. Actually, like I should probably like look up how does something like that happen where I just end up with a draft I'm not a fan of. That was really interesting. It was just slowly, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
it went
so
out.
many roads. Since you're like late to the stream or whatever, this was designed to be me and Yanni drafting in the same room.
Yeah, that's normally
But
what we're doing.
Yanni's we got streaming off his phone hotspot at a Motel 6, so it
Yeah,
was too slow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Dodging the sketchy people outside my door, just in a gross part of the East Bay area.
I love some speculative Zach Charbonnet RB5 stuff. I'm in on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think like if you're looking for a player in these tournaments that like might pop up in those playoff weeks, Charbonnet is a pretty solid bet. Or maybe not a solid bet, but I think he's a unique bet. It's going to be, if he's involved at all, popping up in those playoff weeks, that it could be like a differentiator on your roster. Because a lot of these rosters will look the same now that ADP is kind of settled. Charbonnet, though, I do like is a nice little tack on, especially if you aren't needing the early points. Oh, so many roads is from Reddit. Nice.
I'm EST, so normally not on at this time, but as luck would have it, dude. That's great. Thank you so much for checking us out, dude. If you, if you're so inclined, jump in the Discord, talk about sports, or talk about ball as the year goes on. And yeah, I wish it was 100%, but yeah, thank you so much for checking us out. That's awesome. We do get a lot of. I try to like, I don't know, the EST thing's a little weird just because all the big streamers are on from like 4 to 7 PST. So I try to go a little bit later. So like we have a shot at getting people who just want to watch some drafts that are like out of the regular time range. But that's awesome. And yeah,
we are dirty West Coasters.
yeah, dude. EST is hard, man. If you're on the East Coast and you're an NFL fan, you're hardcore because like you're watching those games at you know, I don't even know what is it, like 11 o'clock your games end. Okay, so need.
What do you think about some 15.7 Jerry Judy, Yanni? I
Some
made that click. It feels very disgusting.
No. Some 15.7 Jerry Judy. I keep taking that. What are you talking about? Oh my God, yeah, keep doing it.
Terrence Ferguson went 2 picks earlier. Some other slappy beat me to him. Indecent Exposure says brutal. I hope that was a commentary on Jerry Judy. I'll tell you what, every time it's like the Steelers and the Browns, every time I click any of their players, I guess, I do have Harold Fannin and Jerry Judy. This probably does need to be a Shador Sanders roster. Would you take Shador even if I have Drake May and Jalen Hurts? Or do I get the...
No, absolutely not. You went bully quarterback. Just leave it there. No. And honest to God, dude, I don't think adding a Browns quarterback, even if you get it right, I do not think, yeah, you always thought it was the opposite.
You don't think Shador's going to be moving the needle?
No, on ESPN time football late. Okay, I thought you were hacking me on my draft and decent exposure, which you absolutely should have because it is brutal. Yeah, so getting up early on the West Coast, it's actually really funny, dude. If there's a European game, Ted will text me at 6 in the morning and be like, dude, are we doing this? And I'm like, yeah, we will watch terrible football at 6 a.m. I will get up and I will sit on my couch for 14 straight hours. Like playing DFS and watching football. Yeah, but I would say it's more hardcore to stay up late. It's the same thing with like the UFC. If you're a UFC fan in Europe, dude, those guys have to watch the fights from like 2 to 6 in the morning. So when you talk UFC with a European fan, they're so ridiculously on it, right? Because they have to put a lot into just being able to be up and be there for it. So 16% Jerry Judy. Jerry Judy continues to be one of my favorite clicks at cost. Either he's getting traded or he's going to be the Browns wide receiver 1 for most of the year. I don't think he's going to get supplanted by KC, who profiles more as a slot. Denzel Boston might come across from him, and I think in 2 tight end and 3 tight end sets, if they do that, I think he's going to be on the field because he's the veteran. He's the big-bodied veteran. Maybe Boston supplants him at some point because he's a big-bodied dude too, but up and until that happens, Jerry Judy's looking like a great pick at cost to me. And like, what if a contender trades for him this year? I love that clip.
Decent exposure is at 16% Judy. I have been clicking Judy a ton here, and I also went Calvin Ridley next. Those are two of the late round guys that I'm just clicking. Like, let me see. What is my Judy exposure? It's probably really gross. I'm at 20% Judy.
Wow, Alvin
It's an
Kamara.
uncomfortable reality.
Alvin Kamara screaming up ADP, up like 15 spots from last week. I don't know. I can't believe. I guess people.
Dude,
just...
I think that's so goofy. Like that, the market is changing their stance on ETN. Like ETN's a fourth rounder now, and Kamara's going up. Like, did you guys not really think that Kamara was going to be on the Saints? Like, he explicitly said, "I'd rather retire."
That's exactly what I. That's exactly what I was going to say. How did they not know he was coming back? All right, what's your draft looking like? Do you think you gave 100%?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God.
It was weird though. Taking the two quarterbacks early kind of threw me for a loop. I'm on the clock here. I'm actually going to take some Marshawn Lloyd. I want to hedge my Josh Jacobs bets just a little bit.
Yeah, 17% Sharp and just took him again as RB5. I think as an RB5, you're fine. I do think that's a little bit risky. Sharp freaks me out just a little bit because there's like the chance that he's more or less a zero till like week 10 or 11. But he also, in terms of running backs that have gotten 20 plus touches a game over the last 3 seasons, is like the RB3 when he gets 20 plus touches a game in that time. So I also think you're capturing some pretty huge upside there if he were to hit. So I think it's good enough.
What do you think about Evan Ingram this year, Yanni?
If I'm
taking 18th rounder, I haven't seen anyone drafting him.
I take him on my Bo Nix teams. But that's about it.
I think it's interesting because like he doesn't have any real target competition there at the tight end position.
No.
Like he's clearly out of his prime, but like if you're going to be taking shots on the end tight ends, right? Like I prefer Evan Ingram to Mike Gesicki probably. I prefer him to Eli Stowers. Colby Parkinson's kind of close. I prefer him to Njoku.
Yeah.
But I do think he is a guy that I'm surprised that more best ball bros haven't like clung to. That's going to be my plan here for my third tight end, and then I'm almost done. I'll let you know what my roster is.
Yeah, so
I will put it in the Discord too.
I take him all the time with my Bo Nix rosters because I'm super high on Bo Nix, right? So that means that I take a good amount of Evan Ingram with my Bo Nix rosters, but I don't have like crazy exposure. For me, it's because I really love Cade Otton and Terrence Ferguson just a little bit before. So I don't end up with a ton of it, but yeah, Evan Ingram's a great pick back there, super late. I think Njoku's good just because he might catch some stuff. Eli Stowers is a really good prospect. But that's to me what I'm thinking with my third tight end is just that it's so easy to finish as a tight end 1 that week. It doesn't take a whole lot. That's why I preferred to build third tight end rosters instead of 3 quarterback builds. But everyone seems to be a 3 quarterback build guy this year.
All right. So here's how mine went. I will drop it in the chat too. We open up with 1-7 Jonathan Taylor. We get 2-6 Devon Achane, 3-7 Devontae Smith, 4-6 Lad McConkey, 5-7 Devontae Adams. Then we go bully quarterback with Drake May and Jalen Hurts. Hurts to correlate with Devontae Smith. We have a completely naked Drake May, but that's fine. I get 8-6 Kyle Monungai, 9-7 Michael Wilson. I get my first tight end in Harold Fannin at the 10-6. We get some classic state-mandated Rashid Shaheed at the 11-7. Then we get another Jalen Hurts correlation in Dallas Goedert at the 12-6. Follow that up with a couple of running backs, Tajay Spears and Zach Charbonnet, who in decent exposure, I believe, says he has 17%. Is that correct? Hold on, let me pull up the stream again. Yes, no, he's 17% Sharps. Yeah, so that is right. Then I went Jerry Jeudy and Calvin Ridley to finish out the wide receiver room. And then I went Marshawn Lloyd, kind of an attack on. Maybe I would have preferred Braylon Allen there, but that's okay. And Evan Ingram. So it was a 2-6-7-3 build.
I'm not doing so hot. I think you might have 3 for 3'd me today, and that is a bummer. 20% Fannin. That's interesting. So my problem with 20% Fannin is he goes too close to Laporta, who I really prefer over Fannin. But Fannin the player Fan in the context is not good. Fan in the player is one of the best like tight ends. I think he could be one of the best tight ends in the NFL, and he had one of the best rookie tight end seasons in decent exposure. So I think that's a great guy to be overweight on. For redraft, because he goes within like 5 picks of Laporta, I would just generally take Laporta there. But I do really like Fannin. I like him way more than Pitts, who some people have Pitts above Fannin and even above Laporta, and I can't comprehend that. I'm not there.
Dude, this was a 10th round Harold Fannin for me. Like, I agree with you. I think that Laporta's a tier break, but
Oh,
that's the
absolutely.
furthest I think I've seen Harold Fannin drop.
Absolutely. No. I'm not saying you. He was saying that he has 20% Fannin.
That's cool.
I was just explaining why I do not have 20% Fannin. I tend to shoot on Laporta first or Andrews a little bit later.
I usually like to avoid. I like to avoid Browns wherever I can, but the Browns just came to me this time.
Well, if you want to know how poorly this draft went, I'm praying that Jacoby Brissett survives 10 picks above ADP for me. That's where I'm at. It's just a disaster.
It felt weird. It felt weird drafting Jonathan Taylor over my guy James Cook, but you know what? I did it. It's fine.
Okay, so we are going to stack Jacoby Brissett. Man, my highest is 15.
So Many Roads says, yeah, So Many Roads, how many drafts have you done? Like, I've only done 11 drafts, so I have some, like, a lot of 40 and 50% exposure guys. Like, I'd assume if your highest is 15 to 18, you're probably ripping these all day, right?
Yeah, I mean, 15 to 18% is like you're really diversifying. For me, it's like if there's guys that I'm super in on, especially at the later rounds, I'm going to get up way higher. And for me, I've had like an abnormal number of picks in the bottom 3 this year, and I'm super high on Cook, so I'm like way overweight on Cook, which is not supposed to happen in the first round. I probably should have been switching off, but I think Cook is probably the RB3 this year. I was sort of happy to keep doing it, but I do wonder if that's going to bite me in the ass later. LOL 180. Yeah, so 108, 266 in main slate. Yeah. So I'm at like 100. Yeah, dude, that's
in decent exposure to 266. We got some best ball maniacs in here. I love
savage,
it.
Dude.
I'm
Good for
in
you
a
guys,
solid 10 total drafts.
Ted's having a great time and out drafting me in these, by the way. I took L's today. It's okay though. It happens, man. It happens.
Dude, I posted my team in the Discord. I think this is probably my least favorite one, but I'm excited about Lad McConkey in the mid-4th and Devontae Adams at the 5-7. I feel like that's pretty good. It's just I'm not a Devontae Smith guy. I'm just not. But that's who was available.
Oh, I'm a Devontae Smith guy. $266.
I don't know, man. Jalen freaked me out last year.
We'll see. To me, it's just it's the Mannion thing. How effectively he brings over the Sean McVay coaching tree. There's a lot of easy button looks in that system, and I think I don't know. I just think he's going to be able to, as a former quarterback who came up through those guys. Dude, he was there too when like Liam Cohen was there and all those guys. I just think he has a really good pedigree to come in and run a system that's very QB friendly, and he has the understanding of a quarterback. I feel pretty good about it. They went out and got him 2 weapons in the passing game. I think it'll be good. I'm not, though, like over the moon about it. I think Devonta Smith could, for all we know, like, dude, again, it just depends how much they want to feature him. Like, does he see 160 targets this year? It's certainly in his range of outcomes. It's very appealing at the 2-3 turn to me.
The 2-3 turn is, I'm never drafting him in the 2-3 turn. Like, I took him 3-7, so it's like midway through the 3rd round.
No.
Like, I prefer him to Chris Olave, I guess. Like, because Chris Olave's got that weird blood clot issue, and he's 1 concussion away from being the next Tua.
Yeah,
so that's obviously like.
Yep.
I'm out on Olave. I think he's a great player, but he really is like Humpty Dumpty sitting on the wall. But yeah, like T. Higgins is a guy like I just can't justify clicking T. Higgins before Devontae, even though I probably would feel better about it if that makes sense.
No. Yeah, you're
just because I think T. Higgins' floor is so much higher.
Yeah. Well, T. Higgins to me, it's just more like we have a top 5 season under his belt in points per game. Like I don't know where Olave finished last year. I think he was close. He went off at the end of the year. But Olave has way more target competition this year. I think that's very real. Okay.
Take a look.
Yeah, dude, this is like one of my least favorite rosters I've done, and now it's on video forever. And it's on video with a dude who's like, hey man, I've never caught a stream. I'm seeing it. I'm like, all right, don't judge me. Please don't judge me off this. I promise I'll be better. Oh.
I don't want 2026. I want 25. I want Fantasy Pros. They only have 26. All right.
Okay, I am going to do Braylon
All right, here we go.
Because I want to take some scores from running back here. That's how we're going to wrap up the room. I'll post it in the Discord.
So Chris Olave finished as the wide receiver 6 last year in half PPR.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on, wait. No, that was PPR. Let me change it.
Yeah, don't do full PPR
God.
and do points per game, not just raw finish because we had injuries.
Well, the issue is Fantasy Pro's stupid site. Like, it only shows you the top 8, and then whenever you try and change change the filters, it's like, pay us.
Yeah.
No, I'm not paying you. I wonder why your draft took so much longer than mine. I only started like a couple seconds before you.
Because I was just to people take more time on the clock, but also because I was being horrific in it. It took time.
Yeah, your screen is like a bunch of pixels, so I can't see. But
it looks clear on my phone. Okay, well I'm sharing.
Oh wait, it's a Gibbs roster.
Yeah, can you see that? So Caleb, Darnold, Brissett.
I can barely make out Jahmyr Gibbs.
That's weird. It's totally clear on my phone. I'm looking at it. I'll post it in the Discord. But let's wrap up the stream because I want to make sure I'm trying to land like a total creep. I'm trying to hit that Sam's Club drop tonight. So, okay. Indecent exposure, so many roads, but with your 400 drafts between you. Indecent exposure, I'm going to hit you up in the Discord. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. Always appreciate it. To anyone else who watched, we do appreciate it. Ted beat me on 3 out of 3 rosters tonight. Kind of a bummer, but you do have to take an L when you deserve one. Ted, any message to leave all the good people in the chat today?
Yeah, thank you guys for joining the Discord. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, hit the bell. We're trying out the streaming thing. I think this is only like our 9th stream or something, and we got plenty more of these coming before the regular season. So
yeah, we'll come
tap in again if you see us and you like the content.
We'll be going live probably 5 o'clock on some nights, 7 o'clock East PST on other nights. So, all right, guys, have a good night. We will see you in the Discord.